The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the grifter zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. No. How is it my fault? What? The bragging gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. He knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cuck Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
can I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so then
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your phones? Did your social credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought, or heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. This white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drops, retard. Robocock.
そうだ。テレビ。つけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメスパイ
あやこれ好き。よりによって。
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク。
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And here is a wild Atreus. He's busy surfing Indeed for another job.
Right now he's typing. Goddamn.
Shout out to all of you. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Hypnosis, episode 140. I had to full screen Atreus because, it just, God knows the guy's been missing for weeks, so we had to just make sure he was actually here today. Is that still him? Let me make sure. Is
You're
that him?
muted, by the way.
Oh no! Muted this intro. How does this microphone work? How do I do?
The whole thing was correct, dude.
That's not gonna look good on your resume. You're still muted.
That is a load of capitalistic bull jargon. I was actually here the week before last.
Right.
Barely.
Sure. Well, in any case,
That
shout out
doesn't
to
feel
you
to be
guys.
the black quartering, Mr. My channel's under attack.
Oh,
Damn.
my
Oh,
damn.
man.
What's with the felting happening? It's too early.
That's crazy.
You know what, Leon? Fuck you, man.
Damn. They calling him Mute Treyus and everything. Dude, it's crazy.
Shit is
God
wild. Next thing you
damn.
know, he's going to be streaming with Melanie Black, and then it's going to be over from there. All right, boys, listen, let's do our intros. Let's do our intros, man. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a wild week. Absolutely wild week. So many things going down. I thought I wrote you guys more topics, but I realized I only wrote you 2. There's more than that, but that's all right. We get to surprise everybody. That's fun. Yeah, I messed up, but that's okay. No guest today. Our guest canceled because apparently they forgot it was Mother's Day weekend. I don't know how that happened, but apparently that's a thing. So no guest today. Last minute cancellation, but
Their mom.
that's what I'm saying. Like, damn, bro, you forgot your mom, but it's all right. Anyway, we're gonna have them. We're gonna have that person on at some point in the month, so it's fine. So let's do our intros. We got a lot to do and talk about. Let's start with Sheepsidian. Take it away.
Howdy, y'all. Howdy. Nintendo pissed me right the fuck off this week, so that's gonna be fun to talk about.
No.
Otherwise, in Hypno's in the stream yesterday, that I was doing, I was going fucking crazy with a bunch of different voices. Y'all should really tune in.
It's fun.
Y'all should tune in. It's crazy. I was out there almost passing the fuck out, switching from like a Smeagol voice to an Australian accent to a deep British accent to a high-pitched British accent to Gilbert Gottfried to Elmo. It was, bro, I was losing my fucking shit. It was great. Y'all should show up. Still Sheepsidian. That's all I got for right now.
I agree, Mr. Leon.
Yeah, dude, I've been doing a whole lot of anything. There's this like banger track that released by some up and coming artist called Ye. You guys heard this? Like, I think he's gonna be the next.
Oh Jesus! Cut his mic off. Cut his mic off. Cut his mic off. Cut his mic off.
Ryan knows all the lyrics.
You know what's worse about that? I guarantee you, he says nigga when he sings it too.
Probably.
Goddamn
Leon,
right.
probably.
I do.
Why not?
No, I've only heard like a little clip of it. I just thought it'd be a funny way to start the show. But no, it's gonna be a fucking great show. I heard about the Onimusha nonsense. I actually did a video somewhat similar to that today, so that's gonna be wild to talk about. Nintendo, it's getting harder and harder to be a Nintendo shill. I won't even front. So let's see how the day goes.
Bro, did you see this fucking guy? Did you see this fucking guy?
Oh my god.
Fuck,
Yeah.
bro, like, God, it's fucking ABF. Bro.
That's a good
We're
one.
gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Cold Classic Cage, Gooner Fist.
What's up, y'all? It's always good to be here hanging out with you guys. I look forward to this every freaking week. But yeah, Cult Classic Cage, also known as Gooner Fist. I'm like 11 subs away from hitting 500 on Gooner Fist, which is pretty awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. We getting there, baby.
Are you tier 1 monetized yet or not yet?
Nah, not yet.
Fair enough. I
We
just
getting
got tier 2 monetized on my manga channel at almost 10,000 subs.
Wow.
The difference between regular channels and shorts channels is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty wild, man. But either way, bro, it's crazy how we're all growing. We're all hitting goals, and then we have a trace. But,
there it is.
Oh my god, bro! How many times can I play this? I'm gonna
Take
need a new
the
clip.
fucking gloves off. God
I'm gonna
damn.
need a new clip.
We be throwing shots at Atreus because we want him to do well. But when this motherfucker putting out these tweets, saying all this shit, and then everyone's roasting him, and then it's like, bro, we can't defend you. And he's like, I can't even defend myself. It is what it is. Then he goes back and looks at his YouTube. He's like, oh, it's actually my fault. It's like,
It is not my fault. It is not my fault.
It is.
I appreciate Cassie coming out and cracking the whip. Like
the views are coming in now that you made the thumbnails a little more legible.
Yeah,
I see it.
He was getting dogpiled on Twitter. He's like, I'm gonna come hang out with my friends and play it cool. No.
The problem is Atreus gets a little emotional. So he don't like to admit that, he's a little on the emotional side. He wears this, on his sleeve, his emotions. And then, when he gets in his feels, he goes on Twitter and, there's no coming back from that.
That's such cap.
What? Or you've had at least 2 altercations that resulted from YouTube felting you, basically. But it's all right. It's okay. It's not a problem.
Well,
We still
I feel better. I believe in you, buddy. I really am happy to have
we
you
all
here
believe
again.
in you, except for Ryan. Let's be fair.
Yeah, that's
Wyatt.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wyatt.
Hey Wyatt,
Metal.
do you actually use like the gym behind you?
Not as often as I should, if you can't tell from my pencil thin arms.
I was just asking.
Actually, to be honest, I focus a lot more on legs just because I'm sitting so much on the computer that I'm like, if I don't move my legs, they hurt.
So you're doing it the opposite of like every gym bro out there, basically.
Yeah, kind of. My
Instead
legs
of
are like
skipping
super
leg day,
strong.
you're
and
skipping like everything but legs. But that's all right.
I kind of want to see him like on stage though as a singer because he's like jumping around and jumping like 8 foot in the air like a fucking NBA star.
Yeah, dog, I used to walk fucking everywhere. That was my shit. I was like, cardio was my shit.
Yeah.
No, but that's actually smart. It's smart that you since you sit a lot, like working on your legs. It's smart.
Yeah, because it fucking hurts. I'm sure you guys know.
Yep.
But what's up, everybody? I haven't been here in a minute, and I'm trying to change that and be a lot more consistent, unlike Atreus.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yes, don't be Beardo.
Been pretty busy out on the metal side of things. Haven't really paid too much to the gamer news, actually. I'm not going to lie, so this will be fun for me. In terms of gaming stuff, I've fully gotten into modded gaming on PC Master Race all the way. Consoles are gay.
Fucking go, man. Shout
I
out
don't
to
know
you.
what guy that looks like you should be saying the words master race. Just makes me uncomfortable.
You were just singing the Kanye
There's a
song.
guy,
You can fuck
bro.
off.
Oh my! You took it right out my fucking mind, dude. Holy shit! This man was 2 seconds away from doing the hand motion and everything, and he's like, "Oh, you should be talking about."
I'm an Elon Musk fan, is all. Like,
there's a full Elon on that shit.
Anyway, talking about coon supremacy, let's go to Kata. Take it away, sir.
Excuse the fuck out of me. All right. I try to grace y'all with my presence.
So Hypno just loves that fucking clip, bro.
I love that clip, bro. That's the greatest clip that I think. I'll tell you, man. Oh God,
They don't
that shit's
understand the
amazing.
things I say on Twitter.
You don't understand how perfect it is. It's like literal perfection.
You really just saying that.
Yeah.
God
They don't
damn. Anyway,
understand
go ahead.
the on Twitter, man. It's all
Kata,
good.
go ahead. Sorry.
What's going on, everybody? It's Kata, aka.
I'll stop. I'll stop. I'm
Yo,
sorry. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop. Somebody take the button away. Anyway, go ahead. Go. Sorry.
It's Kata, aka Khalil Too Short. What's going on? I hope we're gonna have a good SNH. I'm missing WWE Backlash right now, and I'm here on the stream. So yeah, this is gonna be a great time.
Anyway, so whatever.
That's the whitest thing I ever heard you say. I'm missing wrestling to be here. Like, all right.
Yeah, missing
Thanks.
some wrestling.
You
Yeah, I
sound-
hope y'all having
you
a great
sound-
one.
That's the blackest shit I ever heard. You said wrestling. Who the fuck? What the fuck?
I had to
What is
put some-
wrestling.
Anyway,
I just had
I
a
had to put some
120,
like-
130K view video drop the other day. Y'all should go watch that if you haven't.
about time.
And if not, that's fine. Just admit that you don't like the blacks. That's fine. I'm just gonna pull one of those SAW cards on you. But yeah, man,
Wrong race
we're
card.
gonna have a great time. Make sure that you don't go listen to a song that's stuck in my head currently. And let's enjoy the stream.
They
Fuck, man.
understand
Video
what
I
you say on
edited of
Twitter,
it,
bro.
though.
They understand what you say on Twitter.
They just don't understand what I say on Twitter, man.
For the first time, Ryan is not last, and that's only because Atreus has been gone forever. So, Ryan, take it away.
Hey, Atreus, do you like it down here in the sewers? Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Never.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
This man.
What is this? Master Splitter's retarded
Like when you
cousin?
first
Like,
see
come
Danny-
on,
First
bro.
thing I thought, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like
in
when
the
you
Ninja
first see
Turtle
Danny
shit?
DeVito in The Penguin.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But,
All right, Brian,
great
go
to
ahead.
be here. Great to be here, folks. And yeah, I told the story about Atreus to my 3 sets of regulars on all the reality-based shows, and they all laughed their fucking heads off. But it's great to be here, folks. I finished Dustborn with a marathon show, 15 frames per second, barely worked,
job.
but we managed to get through it. Thanks to
Oh my god.
thanks to Cater for the raid after he talked to Smash JT's clone. And
Yo, that's crazy.
Atreus.
You had more viewers than you had fucking frames. What are we doing here, Billy?
I know, goddamn.
You were really playing it through StreamYards too. That's ridiculous.
That's
I'm like,
Every
dude,
single,
Yes,
fuck.
man. And I
Every
got
single
pissed
time
off
I saw
with
him pop up on StreamYards, I'm like, how does he have a computer that can run that?
Terrible. Terrible.
But I did take the training. Okay.
Ryan
did
is the only other person I think in this circle that's actually completed Dustborn. I think.
I
So,
did a
good job.
marathon stream because I hit my donation goal 3 shows in a row, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we managed to get about $160 for the last show. So yeah, nearly 5 hours. So 3 hours here and 3 hours on Smash's show later on. That's going to be fantastic, and I appreciate everyone's support. I don't say much on Twitter, but I endorse yay. So go ahead, Atreus.
Of course you
I
do.
bet.
And for those asking in the chat, Smash is not here because he's like going, I don't know, pretending to be a Family Guy or something. So, Atreus,
First of all, I
the
just
chat's
wanna
been asking where the fuck you been.
I just want to take this opportunity to say fuck everybody in the backstage that was
Here we go.
scratching my name.
it really is.
When they
We're doing
thought
it
I
on the
couldn't
main
hear.
stage.
Huh?
We're doing it on the main stage. You said backstage.
No,
Don't you have a
backstage.
hoe to grind to?
No, backstage they were slandering my name. I heard Cassie. You know what I'm saying? She was slandering my name. Tater slandering my name. It's all good, guys. They're over exaggerating. I was here the weekend before last. The thing is, Saturday I planned on being here, but there was 2 sets of cheeks I couldn't ignore. I'm sorry, couldn't ignore it. So, but I'm here. The Griff God is here, and I took a hiatus for about 15 minutes. I appreciate y'all for being patient with me. So yeah, that's all I have to add.
Unbelievable. All right, boys. We got a lot to talk about. So, but before we do that, man, we got to do the #1 segment on YouTube. And it would be on Rumble too, but unfortunately, Rumble seems to be down for some odd reason.
Is it still down? We got DDoS yesterday.
I can't connect to it for some odd reason.
Yeah,
so
they
that
got
sucks.
they got DDoS attacked yesterday, but I thought it was back up. I guess not.
It's on and off because I was able to stream Griffcast last night on it, but then right now I can't connect StreamYard to it. So I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna do the segment anyway, and that segment is known none other than
Son of a bitch.
Free stream legends.
Money, print money, cash, money,
Well,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash,
money, well,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money,
super chat
money.
Salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with
Whoa.
With envy,
Excuse
they're
him, Wong.
falling flat.
No fucking
Whoa.
way. Hey, relax.
Whoa.
He doesn't miss
you wanna
anything.
explain this?
Dude. He doesn't
Fucking
miss anything.
relax,
I was
man.
just, joking for the chat. I definitely wasn't up here, throwing at.
Whoa.
Well, that's how you got on Geeks and Gamers.
Whoa.
To quote Joe Biden,
I just want to throw this out there. He was calling himself thick yesterday. So
That's crazy, bro. You
I am,
serious?
but I. All right, don't be upset because I'm a thick boy. You know what I'm saying?
hey, yo,
You got the boy part right though.
Hey man, let's wrap this shit up, dude. Let's wrap this shit up. All right.
Seriously.
Money, print money, cash, money,
wealth,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash,
money, wealth,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right. We got pre-stream legends, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through them, and we'll get through them quick, man. Vicious started us off damn near almost an hour before the stream started with a 20 membership banger right off the bat. Vicious, thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. You're an absolute fucking legend. We got Nameless with a 5. That was the hardest. Oh, I forgot about the poll. Did you guys vote in the poll?
No.
Sure did.
You should vote in the poll. Nameless says, that was the hardest poll I've ever done. Also, would you kindly like the stream? Absolutely.
Okay.
Listen to
Hardest
them.
poll could be a pause moment if it's spelled wrong way.
Hey, yo.
Fucking
what the
see
fuck?
what happens when we don't have a guest. Everybody just acts ridiculous. Then we got Samurai Badger with a 10. Hail bigots and like the stream. Shout out to Samurai Badger. I appreciate you. We got Hipdemion for a 19.99. Well, after sleeping with everyone on the panel, I would have to rate Ryan as the best.
That's why he's going to be on my show on Wednesday.
So you're just keeping the lying thing consistent all throughout, huh? That's amazing. Shout out to you, man. Then we got Dementia Sweets for one. This profile picture, you need to repent, bro.
What the fuck is that?
You need to absolutely repent for this shit, bro. This is ridiculous.
That's out of control.
Dementia Sweets for 189. Yeebo. Smash is not here, so I'm sorry.
Yeebo.
We got Taffney gifting 1 Hypnotic membership. Thank you, Taffney. Appreciate you. We got Nameless with a 10. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Nice try, buddy, but I killed that. Then we got Ali Kusanagi with 12 months saying 1 year later, and I'm still loving it. Now the road to Super Saiyan God begins. Seriously, you are all awesome. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that. Raptor Kratos with a 2. Leighton Gay. Nah, not at all. Anti-Federalist Pain with a 5. Have you ever played quiet tennis? It's the same as regular tennis, but without the racket. All right,
brother.
God damn it, man. Adair Soto gifting 1 Hypnotic membership. Shout out to you. And Gaming Mason gifting 1 membership. Shout out to you. Raging D-Head with a 5. Return of the Griff God. Kata FatCon 2026. Prime territory for hunting Big Shirley.
I'm good.
Damn, at first I thought you were calling Kata fat, and then I realized
he sent. I don't even know about FatCon.
How about this? Brand new tier goal for new Blackstreet. If they can hit $1,000 or $2,000, let's bump it up. $2,000 in a single stream. They will have to buy tickets to FatCon for 2026.
Don't say this on air because I can't walk. No, don't say this on air.
ABF, are you still in the chat? If you do 500 and I do 500, that means the chat only has to do 1,000. I think that's possible.
You cannot say
it is like I don't have the self-control to go to FatCon.
No,
I
because
think that's
if
possible.
if he says it on air, we have to commit. Okay, that's why I'm saying you can't say that. No, he's lying.
Yeah, but no, it's Mayor Wyatt's 100% correct. That's a straight up hunting ground for you, dog. Like
it's not. No, the fuck it's not. I'm not. No.
You know what?
No.
You guys got to live stream it when you're there as well.
Hip hop version of Hungry Like the Wolf, like
fuck, man.
I think that's a great idea, chat. I think you should hold them accountable. You should hold them accountable for making sure that happens.
I think y'all should do it for DreamCon, not FatCon. You know, DreamCon.
No. It's definitely 100% going to be FatCon.
That'll be more.
And it will be live streamed
to watch us go to DreamCon instead of FatCon. Yes.
And you have to give a minimum 3 fat chicks fried chicken. Like you got to give them food. Like that's the bare minimum. 3 fat chicks.
So
piggy.
You're trying to send us to Seattle, the middle of the jungle.
Yes, you're black. You'll be fine.
And do fat jokes by
it's
walking
not like
around.
I'm sending Wyatt or Leon there. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Seattle loves black people.
Oh my god,
he's not wrong.
Jesus Christ,
it'll be all right. Don't worry. We're gonna hold this down. We're gonna make it. I will donate 500 myself.
I don't think so.
Empty-headed. Member for 10 months, Hypno. Liked your vid on Nintendo. Disagree with you on one thing, though. They aren't anti-consumer. They are anti-customer. Big difference. Now kick Ryan, please.
Oh,
Not a
man.
difference. Not a difference.
EB, thank you, empty-headed. Appreciate it. EB with a 2 says, hi.
What's up?
Hi.
Why is called empty-headed?
I see that. Raging D-Head with a 2. Griff God Coffee.
Only comes in black.
Every YouTuber
Exactly.
ever.
It's as
Literally.
brown as he is.
And then Alec Baldwin's finger with a 6969 says, I got a job as a bullet. I was fired immediately.
Already read that.
No, knowing your history, it was into a camera woman.
At least it's not a Pepsi fucking joke, because those were just like, bro, he felted me 3 times in a row with Pepsi jokes, and I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. We got Raging D-Head.
Going to New Blackstreet on Monday.
What?
The chat saying they're going. To New Blackstreet.
What's that, buddy?
Good job, chat. Make sure you hold these guys accountable. All right. Raging D-Head with a 2. Cold Classic Cage is cold-blooded.
You know,
There you go.
Wait, boy. I swear to God, if y'all do that shit to make us go to Fat Con Dog, I'm quitting. I'm not. I'm quitting. I don't know, man. That's a lot.
Just
There's
saying.
only so much I can tolerate.
It'll be a great live stream. Gray the Merchant with a 2. Betray us, stop capping, show emotions. I love you. That's crazy. Bennett told me,
bro.
For a 5, tell Will to send me a DM on Discord. I want to ask him about emulators specifically for certain games. I definitely will. I will actually. Well, Ryan, are you going to do it? Because if not, I'm going to screenshot this and send it to Will right now.
No, best for you to do it. Otherwise, I'll bloody forget. I'm going to be streaming for 11 hours today. So, best for you.
Well, I'm just screenshotting this really quick, and I will send this to Will. All right, I got it screen cap. No problem. Thank you, sir. We got Flip Shazam with a 10, ladies and gentlemen. Please let us not forget our Melanin creators. Let us give Atreus to 500 subs like we did for Smash, White Privilege, JT, and submit more feet pics to Kata. He's fiending.
Appreciate it. Y'all already know.
Crazy.
Andrew Howell with a 50 saying, play it again, please. Shout out to Andrew Howell with the $50 banger. Every 50 felt Kata one time. It's pretty good. We're up to I don't know how many now. Bennett Tobby with a 2, by the way. Don't let Kata look up feet spaghetti. What the fuck is feet spaghetti? That shit sounds nasty. Yeah, I'm good. Raging D-Head with a 2. Nice to hear Leon recovered from that stroke. Fair enough. Mr. Melancholy with a 2. Nintendo can eat a bag of dicks. Fair. Raging D-Head with a 2. Ryan, a.k.a. Yee, Superfan. That's true. Just in time with a 2. Sewers. That's racist. Back on the bus, please.
Indeed.
Speaking of racist, Eric Jenkins, 199. Hello, Monkeys, Cowboy, Chimp, Team Monkey, Void Monkey. It's crazy.
Thank you.
Bennett with a 5.
Monkey.
And yeah, I said what I said about Sarah's being sloppy seconds from already having another man in her at all times. Damn. Sir Paladin with a 5. I'm a big fan of Yellow Flash JT and her product, but I'm struggling to find their channels. How to subscribe? I don't know. You got to keep trying, man. Pietro gifting 1 Hypnotic membership. Thank you, sir. You got Miles Bro.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Atreus, look up.
Hey, Atreus, look up.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Hey, Atreus, finish Dustborn. Play Dustborn for 5 hours.
The name is even worse, bro.
Damn.
Miles McDonald. For a 6. Atreus, your setup makes you look like a broken automaton. Hail Hypnotic. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. These profiles are something else. Eric Jenkins, 499 sus meter in full effect. Kata is at 1 Muddy Waters, 1 T Monkey 1. Shout out to you. Anime Mania gives 1 Hypnotic membership. Thank you so much, brother. We got Words of Paradise for 21 months. I will attain Super Saiyan God before Ali Kusanagi. Get on my power level. There you go. Yamato with a 5. Like the stream or Nintendo ninjas will break in Hypnotic's house, sticking him up with an NES zapper gun for making videos about their evil empire.
That's crazy.
Which, by the way, that video is going pretty nuts. I mean, I thought it was a good video, but I didn't think it was that good. Like people are liking it. And also the Nintendo fanboys are out on it like crazy, so I expected that.
Oh yeah.
Seen and heard with the titties. Shout out to you for the 2. And then we got Hip Demion for a 999 smash. Not showing up. Not surprised after last night. Yeah. You know, Smash, like I say, I don't know, pretending to be a Family Guy or something. TY with a 2. They told Sam to not sing, but Sam sung. All right. What the fuck is going on with this shit today, bro? What is happening? Kyle Barrow with a 2. Do you see me? Do you see me, Kyle? There you go. Piranha Pal for 11 months. Something funnier than Alyssa's empty soul is how much Kata and Leon enjoyed sharing that poll. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Oh my.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Yes.
Kate was never on the poll. Just throwing that out there. It was just me. I'm going to defend you. I'll throw myself under the party bus to defend you because I'm a good friend.
Listen, I might have been close to the pole, but I didn't grab it. Okay, I didn't touch the pole. I didn't put my hands on it.
Holy shit!
It's kind of fucked up how none of those videos showed that Sammy was there too, and like this could have been a whole reverse.
Sammy was on the
thing,
pole.
like,
Hey, yo,
Sam-
what
but
the
no.
fuck?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
If I was on the
Hey,
pole,
yo,
there would
what
be
the
video
fuck?
footage of me on the pole. Trust me, I would have posted it myself.
What the fuck was that, bro?
I'm glad I didn't go to Vegas.
Hey, I mean, it was cool. I got married there. It was great.
It was a very nice ceremony.
I'm not even gonna ask, bro. Sir Paladin Thundercake for a 5. Don't have a Switch 2. Stick with the 360. Cuck trouser.
God damn.
Sounds about right. Eric Jenkins 499. Here's 5 towards FatCon. You're not welcome at DreamCon. Shit, that's crazy. Arabian Luffy with a 1999. Nice thumbnail. Is that Sailor? Yes, mask from Gundam. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm in
Arabian
Rich
Luffy, that terrorist that Hassan interviewed.
potentially, but it's okay. He donated money, so he's allowed. I'm in Rich, the swag lord for 7 months. Kick Ryan out. Leon is saved. Make Cass wear a dress. Hail bigots.
Where W.
I mean, kind of got a point though. He on to something.
She's never
There we
put a
got
dress on, man.
Mr. Monkey. She's never worn a dress for $9.99. I really wish to learn metalsmithing as a hobby. You know, make helmets for fun or gauntlets. I just worry since I have bad eyes that if I forge a sword, will I be able to see the point?
I thought that was fucking going somewhere because I have an interest in metalwork.
I
Like,
really
what the
thought so
fuck,
too.
man?
I thought so too, but I'm like, you
I
know
was
what?
hyped.
The longer the super chat, like the more elaborate it is, the higher
Yeah.
chance it's a fucking troll. So-
I hate y'all.
Speaking of, we got Nerdy Mechanic with the 5 membership. Shout out to Nerdy Mechanic. Thank you so much. We got 4 more. We're almost done. Brandon, the anime guy, with a 5. My guys, Cassie. My level of anger and hatred towards Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony is supernova. We are in the upside down when EA is looking good.
Yeah, for real.
It's crazy. But EA, I mean, again, they're very vindictive. So they're probably like, look at all these dumb motherfuckers doing the same thing. We're going to hold off for at least 6 months to a year. Seen and heard for a 2. How's the athlete's throat, Kata?
Wow.
Crazy,
better.
bro. This man training
feel
his throat
better.
every day. That's crazy. Mr. Monkey for a 189. Hypno with another Oreo, new LGBT edition. There you go.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Kyle Bauer with a 2. You said it wrong. It's see Kyle, not see me Kyle. What the fuck? Whoops.
Oh,
And then
see
Eric
Kyle,
Jenkins.
like supposed to be Sig Kyle. I get it.
Nice to see
Eric
you,
Jenkins with a
Kyle.
199. Kick the foot ninja. There you go, Eric Jenkins. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. All right, guys, listen. Thank you for everything for all the pre-stream legends and whatnot. Absolutely fantastic. We're gonna get into the topics, boys. And we're gonna start off obviously with everybody's favorite company in the entire world, and that's Nintendo. So Nintendo did something recently, and a lot of people are talking about it. You got people defending it. You got people kind of just like whatever, happens everywhere, and you got people obviously hating on it and criticizing it. Nintendo decided to change their EULA, which for those who don't know in the chat, it's end user license agreement. It's what you essentially accept right before you have to play a game, download a game, or whatever. They changed their EULA to be a little bit more descriptive, let's just say, when it comes to potential litigation against Nintendo. They're basically trying to pull a Disney. Like that's essentially what they're trying to do, because Disney did the same exact thing. But you know, Nintendo is They might as well, because they started the $80 price trend for the most part, so they might as well start this shit too. But in any case, they changed the EULA, and a lot of people have opinions on it, and I figured we could talk about that, and also kind of couple that in with what's going on with Power World, because, you know, Power World, I know, Sheep, you still play Power World, right?
I do. Not as heavily as I used to, but I still do.
Yeah, so you would know probably better than anybody, unless anybody else here played Power World. You would know like what the game was like at the start versus what it's like now. So we'll kind of talk about Power World and some of the changes they were forced to make recently because of the litigation. So, you know, and keep in mind, Power World has been pretty quiet on the entire scenario, but only up until recently they finally kind of said, "Yep, all these changes we'd be making has been because of the lawsuit." So even though everybody already knew it, but they confirmed it. So let's talk about the EULA. So who's seen it? I'm assuming all you guys have seen it at this point.
I've seen like the clip notes of it. I didn't actually like take a good look at it myself.
So basically, it's essentially you can't do a class action like if you accept a new EULA, you are agreeing unless you opt out with a 30-day written notice that is sent to their Washington headquarters. By the way. If you don't send it within 30 days, then you automatically are opted in, and you cannot opt out after that. But whatever, it is what it is. They're basically asking you to give up your rights to be able to do a class action lawsuit against them, and they're demanding that you call customer service instead of threatening to sue them, because that's clearly what customer service is clearly going to be able to handle an angry customer that's thinking about suing Nintendo. But again, that's neither here nor there. But that's essentially what it is. They're asking you to give up your rights to do a class action lawsuit. They're saying, you can't do a class action lawsuit against them. You must call customer service, and you must handle the matters privately, essentially, instead of trying to come after them with litigation through a class action lawsuit.
To their bots that answer customer service. That totally works.
Yeah.
Right, it's because you're gonna call Mohammed, who's gonna pick up the fucking phone. He's gonna be like, "Excuse me, sir, I don't know what you're
Especially
talking
right
about."
now, they're bombing each other. You can't get through customer service
Oh
at all.
my god!
Anyway, he said that, not me. But still, it's interesting, right? So Disney did something very similar. Disney tried to protect themselves via their end user license agreements or any kind of like nonsense with their streaming services. And this is where we are, right? Where Nintendo is trying to do pretty much classic corporate overreach, in my opinion. And I know, like, I get it, man. A lot of the Nintendo fanboys are like, this is what every company does. They always try to overreach. I'm like, okay, so that makes it right? Or like you can't criticize it? You can't talk about it? Like, people try to make it seem as if that since Nintendo has been doing this for years. Like, I made a video today essentially breaking down the history of litigation that Nintendo has, and I'll spread the website. There's a website called Sued by Nintendo. I don't know if you guys are aware of that website, but it's essentially a documented history. I'll just bring it up.
To be fair, Hypno, actually, it's funny you bring that up because you might need to stop playing that Kata clip, or you could get sued by Nintendo. That might be copyright infringement.
Oh my god, Joe.
Well, it's short enough, so hopefully
they'll find a way.
All right, all right.
God damn.
Okay. All right. Let's wrap it up.
That one.
I need to drum myself, so yeah, I'll do it. There you go. So there's a website called Sued by Nintendo, and they basically tracks anytime Nintendo has tried to do something legally, whether they actually went to trial, whether they actually won, whether they lost, and it's updated for their recent loss to the supermarket, obviously from Costa Rica, which, whatever, fucking Nintendo just being Nintendo. So anyway, I just find it a little bit ironic, and then you guys can kind of sound off after this. I find it ironic that the company that is known for suing everybody is trying to tell you whether or not you can sue them. I think it's pretty damn hilarious. I mean, this is a company that tried to sue somebody in Costa fucking Rica for a supermarket name because it says Super Mario, and the guy owns a supermarket and his name is Mario. It's like, what? Are you serious, right? Are you that petty? Like, are you that pathetic? So, in any case, go ahead. You guys can kind of sound off and give your thoughts on the EULA.
I'll play the Mario Man, the Mushroom Man. I don't play the Mustache Man, so I don't really have too much to say too much. Besides, this is stupid, and it's clear corporate overreach and them trying to be greedy and them trying to do everything that they can to screw over the customers. Like, handle this privately. Don't sue us, man. fuck you. That should be even more reason to sue them even harder, to be honest with you.
Well, to be fair, really quick, again, this is for class action lawsuits. I don't think there's anything in there saying that you cannot singularly sue them, because the thing is, Nintendo knows that there's power in numbers, right? So they are trying to eliminate class action lawsuits to have a higher chance of succeeding against them versus a singular person who is going to sue Nintendo all on their own somehow and have to fund the entire thing. Like, what are the chances that's going to happen, right? If there's going to be a lawsuit against Nintendo, it's most likely going to be from a class action standpoint, and they know that. So that's why they're trying to stop that, but trying to say, well, we're not saying you can't sue us in general. You just got to sue us by yourself so we can kick your ass with our million lawyers. That's essentially what it is.
Nintendo's making it very clear at this point that they're doing everything in their power to have complete control over this upcoming generation of Nintendo gaming. Right now, they have instilled a clause you have to agree to, in which at any point they can brick your system, your Switch 2, at any point. It gives them the right to do so. Nintendo is on some fucking Hail Hydra level bullshit right now with the stuff that they're trying to do. And a lot of this is to combat piracy. But the thing is, you can't legally do this and get away with it, because piracy is just always going to exist.
You can, though, because not only I'll be real, the whole bricking your system thing, that to me is far less egregious than this lawsuit EULA stuff. It's less egregious than Power World stuff. Not only has Nintendo done this before with the Wii and DS, Microsoft did this with the 360. This is 100% legal. Having the basically God mode power to brick your console due to people illegally modding in a way that you can steal literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of IP for free. That is legal. It's shitty, and no company morally should be able to brick anyone's system. They shouldn't have that power, in my opinion, if you spent your money on it and it's not yours. But it is legal, and other companies, Nintendo, Microsoft, have done it.
And guess what? Nintendo's implementing a way in which it will likely never be challenged through a class action lawsuit. So.
Yeah, like I said, the lawsuit stuff is far worse than the bricking of the system. I think this is
like a double. That's the situation. It's like, hey, we're going to push, precedents that are very questionable and should be challenged in court. Oh, by the way, we're going to make sure that almost nobody can challenge us in court.
Well, but that's also not correct, because the breaking of the systems and whatnot, that would be a criminal thing. If people broke their systems, jailbroke their systems, stole a bunch of games, that's going to be criminal, not civil. So that's not a lawsuit.
No,
that's
you're allowed to jailbreak your system. It's just that you're not allowed to steal games.
Right, exactly. If you jailbreak the system, steal a bunch of games and whatnot, that would be crime. That's theft. That's piracy. Again, do I find it stupid that a company has that sort of backdoor access? Absolutely, but there is legal precedent for that.
I disagree.
VHS tapes.
I disagree.
Before you disagree, just to clarify, because I know Cassie said this, Nintendo's trying to take control of the next generation of their hardware and whatnot. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this change is retroactive. So this change affects all the current Nintendo product that you own as well. So this goes back to the original Switch and all that stuff. Anyway, Trace, why do you disagree? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I disagree. I do agree that it is criminal, but I disagree that it should be, that they should be able to do what it is that they're doing, regardless of whether or not they're trying to stop people from stealing loads of game.
You don't disagree. You agree, because I said they shouldn't be allowed to do it. I'm just saying that legally they're allowed to. I disagree with the moral aspect, but I agree legally they're allowed to. So
even still, I still don't even agree legally that they should be able to do that. Like in my most recent video, I compared it to owning a car, and maybe you guys can disprove this or shut this down. But if you buy a car and you own the car and you use it as a weapon to hit somebody else's car, you should go to jail for that. But when you get out of jail, you're probably going to serve like a 3, 4, or 5 year sentence. Your car is still there as long as you paid for it, and you can still drive it. Your license may be suspended. You may not legally be able to drive or something like that, but you still own the car. I look at that the same way when you own a console. You own the console, so you should still be able to use it. But when I hear brick, it means you can't use it regardless of whether or not you're online or not.
Yeah, it's
So
like, It's like when a
So-
car has a kill switch in it, but it's because you're leasing it and you're supposed to be paying your bills. And even that, I think, is ridiculous because it's like antithetical to being able to pay your bills if you can't drive your
talking
car.
about if you own
But
the
like,
car.
exactly, we're talking about complete total ownership, not leasing.
Right.
So all I'm saying is that this is the idea of them being able to brick your system is to me it's a nothing burger because this has been the case for a long time, and the people that usually jailbreak systems are doing illegal shit after the fact. They're getting their systems bricked because they're doing piracy, things of that fact. That's why you had a rash of this happen with the 360. Shit, I know a dude who got his fucking Wii bricked back in like 2009 because his brother-in-law like major piracy. This dude had like 140 Wii games downloaded onto a modded Wii, and once he connected to the internet, dumbass little brother ran the update and Nintendo caught that shit, bro. Yeah, some shit went down. I think the dude.
But that's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
He absolutely should face legal ramifications for that. But he owns the console, therefore he should still be able to use his console offline. My suggestion was that they should be banned from using any of the online services.
There's tons of people that jailbreak any system that they had in order to play games that are commercially unsold for decades. That's a common practice. To say that that's like a bad thing is like retarded. Like a lot of people that jailbreak their system don't even do it necessarily to play the latest games that are commercially available. A lot of them just want to play older fucking games on the system that they like.
Yeah, I know. Growing up, I knew someone with the original Xbox that had like every PlayStation N64 game on it and shit.
It's crazy. It really, Nintendo puts their system up for market. They're putting themselves at risk of people using it for whatever they do want to do. And now, if they're doing something nefarious, in terms of like, hey, we're stealing games, that's one thing. Obviously, I understand a company combating that, but there's a lot of people that are also using it just to play their old games, their retro titles that Nintendo doesn't actually commercially sell. That's on Nintendo, and honestly, Nintendo should mind their fucking business.
I think if you accept my money, you shouldn't be able to take the fucking product away from me, regardless.
That's what it boils down to, realistically. Yeah. I agree with Cassie on that one. Like, if for the sake of I don't condone privacy at all, unless it's for the sake of preservation, because it's obvious that a lot of these companies, they don't put these games that people grew up with loving and stuff like that. They don't resell those. They don't even try to preserve them. As a matter of fact, they'll sue you if you brick your console, or not brick your console, but jailbreak your console and then put those games on there just to play them. Like, that's stupid to me. Why would you kneecap yourself and then cut your own face at the same time?
Yeah, they're basically what these console manufacturers do is they purposely don't offer features that should easily be readily available on these systems because they want to control you. And when people are like, well, I know how to do these things better than you guys do, and you guys don't want to give me what I want, so I'm just going to do what I want and live my life. And Nintendo's just like, no, you're not allowed to do that. It's like, at this point, like, you really have to call into question the nefariousness of these companies and this overreach that's happening here. I mean, to take it back to the lawsuit in general, this is just for a means of being able to cover their ass for the future fuck shit and the current fuck shit they're trying to push forward. They're choosing to sue Power World until inevitably they destroy Power World. That's the goal. And then they're doing this because they have, billions of dollars that they're sitting on that they can do this. They can afford to destroy a little company. What they're saying is, well, you're going to have to, the only people that can sue us are going to be the people that can match us money-wise. And that is fucking nefarious as hell. To not be able to even have a class action lawsuit situation against Nintendo when they do overreach, because clearly they're showing this generation they are going to do overreach hand over fist, from what I've judged so far. That's completely unfair, unreasonable, and ridiculous.
I think a lot of it, I don't know if you guys may agree, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they had these two lawsuits against them with the initial Joy-Cons that, by the way, are probably going to have the same issues that, the new ones are probably going to have the same issues as the old ones. They got two class action lawsuits against them in 2019 and 2020. They were dismissed, but a lot of this is probably from that, because they most likely know that there's going to be more class action lawsuits for their hardware, because they're choosing to make new hardware with the same sticks that had the same issues before. and they're promising that it's better, but they're not exactly saying, definitively that it's fixed because, well, I mean, you can't say that. And then if it happens, well, you just opened up a legal backdoor for people. So I think this is a way to try to protect themselves. But I just find this to be an extreme level of like blatant. We want to be above either, any kind of issues, criticism. We want to be above that because, again, this is the company. I want to remind people. I understand Nintendo's been doing this forever. They've been ramping it up lately, I think, because of Power World. Power World really got them in their feelings. But this is a company that will literally sue you for fucking anything, right?
Yeah.
They will come after you. They will DMCA strike you. This is the same company, just to be clear, to the level of pettiness, that filed 2,000 separate manual copyright claims on a YouTube channel for music. Right? For 2,000, they had to file manually. Somebody had to manually file 2,000 copyrights against one channel just to keep that in mind. So that's like the level of petty that they're willing to go. So this same company that's willing to go that petty is the one that's saying, well, you can't be petty with us. You can't sue us. Not at least not together anyway. You can sue us individually and we'll just,
mind you,
destroy you. But anyway, go ahead, Cassie. Sorry.
And mind you, the joystick situation for their Joy-Con, they've known has been an issue since day one. I've personally had to amend, Joy-Con myself personally because it's cheaper to buy the kit and do so. It's like a difference between like $15 versus fucking $70 or $80 Joy-Con. I'd rather just pay the $15 and do a 30-minute fix, right? But they knew that this was an issue and they refused to amend it. The Switch 2 Joy-Con apparently do not have fall effect sticks, and they're just like, yeah, we're not gonna fix the situation because we're that fucking ignorant. No, we're gonna try. And what you're saying is they're essentially gonna try to alleviate another situation that's gonna inevitably happen all over again. When it's like you could have just made your Joy-Con better in terms of longer lasting, but no, you're not choosing to do that, and you don't want to get a slap on the wrist for it. They deserve to be sued over and over for this as long as they keep being fucking ignorant and not actually listening to things that are important. Long-lasting controllers, at least longer lasting than regular Joy-Con. I understand that wear and tear is natural, but I will say that I've never had a situation, with the Joy-Con that I've had to amend multiple times. It's silly at this point. It's just you should just fucking do the right thing and not try to avoid legal precedent, something that you're so it's so normal for you.
It's so crazy to me that almost all of their lawsuits reference unfair competition. Like it's amazing to me because this, and I say it all the time, and the fanboys are like, whoa, Sony and Xbox does not compete with Nintendo. Don't care what anybody says. I understand that legally they technically do, which is how Nintendo is able to get around any kind of monopoly clauses, because they could say, well, there's other console manufacturers and video game developers and makers that don't make games for our systems and blah blah blah, although now they do since they're getting into third party, but that's besides the point. This is just Nintendo, who for the last 20 some odd years has been with no competition, no direct competition anyway. Sega was the last one that really was the true competition for the market that Nintendo was dominating. Nintendo had that family unit. They had that particular side of the market. Sega was the one that was really going after them with their own mascots and their own kind of colorful characters and first party titles and whatnot. Once Sega kind of bowed out, I mean, that was it. This is a company that's been running for 20 years without any real competition whatsoever. And these are the people that will sue you for unfair competition. So I just find it funny. It's, if you look at every single one of their lawsuits, I'm not even shitting you. Almost every single one of their lawsuits has unfair competition listed as one of the basis of suing.
Insane.
Just to put this into perspective for a lot of people that don't know, and I did talk about this on my stream like a couple days ago. Not just Nintendo, but Pokemon specifically is the biggest brand in entertainment history. Pokemon has made more money than the entirety of MCU 3 times over. Pokemon makes more money than the entirety of Nintendo combined. and for lack of better terms, Pokemon is the Hassan to Nintendo's Dan Clancy. They are the golden child. They cannot be touched. They can give you slop. You will buy it. And if you do anything that slightly inconveniences Pokemon in the smallest way, they will sue you for an American salary, like an average American salary, just to say, don't ever do it a fucking again or we'll bury you. Nintendo is egregious with this shit. So fucking petty, in fact. Like, it makes no sense to me that you essentially have what can be seen as a legal monopoly, and you still sit here and think that you're the good guys. Like, what are you doing?
Well, this is not in defense of Nintendo, because again, I agree with literally every point here. I just think
it absolutely is, Leon.
Yeah, that's what
no.
You love it. You want to play the song?
I'm here to provide context, transparency, things like that. Nintendo is a very Japanese company, so we're looking at this through our Western cultural lens. Now, frankly, our lens is better, and Nintendo's a bunch of fuck shit when it comes to all those lawsuits and stuff. I mean, now, to be fair, also, Nintendo got sued over fucking Donkey Kong in 1983, don't forget. Like Universal tried to sue them for saying Donkey Kong's a copyright infringement on King Kong. Guess who fucking won that one? Nintendo. Like, the lawsuit history with Nintendo goes as far back as them making games, but we also got to admit, like, Japan doesn't have fair use. YouTubers in Japan can't even cover fucking anime with stills or clips or anything like that. I like, as much as we hate these practices, I don't think there's going to ever be any changes or anything that we can do about it until there's a change in how Japan thinks of fair use, or how Japan thinks of their lawsuit system of IP infringement, things to that effect. It's just a different fucking culture.
Not only that, it's just the simple fact that it doesn't fucking matter because they sold out on the Switches any goddamn way. So I think all this shit is a moot point. We complain.
Well, I mean, the Wii U and the 3DS sold out as well, and the 3DS had a hard time getting off the ground that first year until the massive price drop, and the Wii U, never got off the fucking ground. So, I mean, selling out doesn't really mean anything.
This is happening after the fact. So, like, the EULA change is happening after the sellout. So
yeah, that too.
But to be fair, like I said in my video today, 95% of the people don't read the EULA because they just don't they just don't care, and they don't realize it. But then it's funny because those are the same people that will join together and do a class action lawsuit once they feel like they got fucked over by the company because they didn't read the EULA to find out that they were able to do XYZ. That's what happened with the crew. When they took the crew offline, people were like, "Why'd you take the crew offline?" And Ubisoft was like, "Well, we told you we have authority to do that in the EULA," and the customers was like, "No, you didn't," and then it just ended up being this whole thing, and now it's still an ongoing lawsuit. The EULA is not a Bible. Like, it's not going to be, the end all be all. It's kind of like a guide at the end of the day, and sure, it has some legal weight, but EULAs have been thrown out in the past when it comes to certain lawsuits. So it is not. It is just there to try to deter at the basic level as many people as possible, and to also try to give any sort of legal precedence in the favor of the company as much as possible. But nothing's guaranteed. It all depends on who's looking at it, obviously, and how much evidence is there as well.
No, I think at the end of the day, we need to, I don't know if we'll ever see in our lifetime, but we need to push for or pray for, or whatever it be, a top-down restructuring of how Japan handles law in general. I mean, you got in Japan, criminals don't even have right to a fair trial. You realize they got a 99.9% conviction rate?
Yeah,
for criminal trials. Like,
and also keep in mind, Leon, a lot of what you're saying is Japan versus Japan, though. What about when we start going into international lawsuits, right? Japan may have a certain viewpoint on copyright and a certain viewpoint on fair use, which is there is no fair use. But outside of that, when you start dealing, because the lawsuits are coming from Nintendo of America for a lot of these places. So now, when it comes to Pocket Pair, that's different because two Japanese companies.
Yeah,
so that's
Japan.
That's different. But when Nintendo starts going for, people in the States or people in different countries, like, what about then? Like, why the fuck do other countries have to adhere to, Japanese law?
If I had to wager against, because, and I don't know if this is correct, this is just the way I assume Nintendo, being the piece of shit they are, the way I assume they run their business is, you might be Nintendo of America, but anything we say in Japan here is the parent company goes, and you're going to follow our Japanese rules and structures. You see this with fucking hotel chains, for example. Japanese or a lot of Asian hotel chains that exist in America have to follow the Eastern rules and whatnot, just as part of their company policy, whether it's legal or not in the U.S. doesn't matter. But company policy is the American branches have to follow the Japanese branches or the Eastern branches in general, whether it be Chinese, Indonesian, whatever it may be. So I imagine Nintendo runs Nintendo of America like that. Whatever we say and adhere in Japan, you guys also have to fucking do, regardless of U.S. law.
Well, I mean, U.S. law is the main precedent. At the end of the day, they have to adhere to what our laws are if they want to sell their product in our country. And if something, happens to be out of line, I mean, obviously, someone has to challenge them, and they're trying to eliminate that ability to challenge.
Trust in U.S. law to acknowledge it. We don't even do that for our own fucking companies. By my estimation, Microsoft shouldn't be able to fucking buy Blizzard. That's a goddamn monopoly. And there was a lawsuit over it. And guess what? Microsoft ended up being allowed to buy
There's two
Blizzard.
lawsuits, and both of them got failed.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, yes, they're supposed to adhere to basically where they're selling at, but now what they're essentially doing is trying to use their money to bully other countries into submission to their nonsense, which is not supposed to be. This is not supposed to be acceptable or normal.
I don't care what's supposed to be. I care with the way the world operates. The way the world operates is big corporations can buy out.
Well,
big
I mean, this is under precedent. It's supposed to not be able to happen, and this should be challenged. This is what future precedent.
Right? No, I agree.
Depends on what happens in the future.
We saw it challenged, like Hypno and I just said, twice with Microsoft and Blizzard, and the government bent the fuck over and let the government give it to them up the ass, or let them give it to the government up the ass. Like, I get that it should be challenged, but if we've seen these challenges over and over and over, and we never win. So what are we supposed to do? Just keep challenging?
I mean, what did we lose with Activision being absorbed by Microsoft? What do we lose?
The fact that it's a monopoly, the fact that it shouldn't have happened.
I didn't lose anything from that, though.
I mean, I would say
we're talking about losing the ability to have a class action lawsuit against a major company that sells product across the world. I didn't lose anything from Activision being bought by Microsoft. It's concerning, generally speaking.
No,
but
I would still no. What you lost is far more important. What you lost is trust in the American legal system.
That's my question.
I'm about to explain what you lost. If you'll give me a minute, what we lost was additional trust in the American legal system to say, hey, all this business insider information and shit that's not supposed to be allowed to happen, we're gonna let it happen as long as the price is right. So we lost trust in a fucking institution that could be applied to many other institutions across the government.
Well,
that's
I
more
disagree.
important to me than fucking video game lawsuits.
I disagree with Leon on the fact that Microsoft buying Blizzard is a monopoly. I mean, I don't think
insider information. I don't get that.
Well, I mean, there might be some insider, trading there going on, but
I think that happens across the board. But what separates what do we know?
What I'm trying to say is the idea that is a monopoly is absurd in my personal opinion, because after they've completed that deal, I think the results have shown you that it's fucking not. Not only is the industry still making money hand over fist, I would say that most of it ain't going to Microsoft. What the fuck have they done with it? Now, I granted it is a relatively new deal, but the idea that it was a monopoly when they bought that, I don't think that's. If anything, they've regressed the entire company, in my personal opinion.
I mean, them using it poorly is neither here nor there. It's about the idea of the core of one business buying up all these other businesses. So
but to say that it's a monopoly,
I mean, when Disney bought Fox, there were people floating the idea of a lawsuit against Disney because Disney was ordering Fox means that there's only like 2 or 3 competitors left, period, at this point.
But the idea that I don't think that's the same, because in the movie industry, Disney was literally dominating the box office without Fox. So I would make more of an argument that was a monopoly versus Microsoft buying Activision.
Gaming is just different from film. I mean, like, we have one asshole that made Schedule 1, and it's like the biggest selling game for a couple months now. So it's like that doesn't really happen in the film industry very much.
Big companies can rise and fall out of fucking nowhere. Like, we were just talking about CD Projekt Red being like one of the big, like up there with like EA and whatnot, and then one fuck up after Cyberpunk and shit, we don't even know if we trust them anymore. All I'm saying is it being, I just wanted to disagree with that. So that's it. I'll shut up.
Yeah, all I'm getting is the entertainment conglomerates throwing around their weight and their money towards various governments will always be a thing. And so, again, I'm in agreement with you guys that this is some bullshit from Nintendo. I just don't think it's helpful to isolate Nintendo as if they're the problem when it's clearly a much larger macro issue. And
You
Nintendo's
sound like
question,
everybody in the comment
But they
section
are
of
a
my
problem,
videos, bro.
My
No,
question
I'm not
is,
saying they're not a problem, Kata. I'm saying that this is a small problem when you've got a bigger.
It's not a
picture
small problem.
No, but is this going to be challenged? Because at least Microsoft's Activision situation was challenged. Sony stepped in and challenged. Our government stepped in and challenged, and they came to the conclusion that they came to. Now you can, agree or disagree with the conclusion. That's fair. But at least it was challenged. Is this going to be challenged? That's what I would like to know in this currently. That's important.
And that's where I take a bigger picture look at. Is I don't care if it's challenged or not, because even if it is challenged, they're gonna fucking win because they're a big company with lots of money. So the challenge is a dog and pony show for the people at the end of the day.
They've
If
lost
it's
before.
challenged, it doesn't matter. The end result's
it
going to be the
needs to be
same.
challenged. That's the
I
thing,
agree. It needs
first
to be
and
challenged.
foremost.
But what's the point in challenging it if it's just going to be the end result regardless?
That's not true. They've lost
I don't
before.
know if that's the case. Yeah, That
They've
doesn't-
lost outside of Japan. In Japan, I don't think they've ever lost for obvious reasons because
That's some black pill shit. That's the mentality that gives them the mindset that think that they can
Look,
do
I would
shit
like to be
this.
wrong on this. I don't get me wrong. I would very much like to be wrong on this. I just don't think that
They
given
just
the
lost
history
right
we've seen
now.
with Nintendo.
They lost in January of this year against the fucking Costa Rica
Yo,
guy.
for real.
They tried to get him for trademark infringement and they lost.
Yeah, but that was a very obvious, easy to shut down
No, it
case.
wasn't.
I don't know. I
You
think this
just
one's
said
going to
that
have
they're
way
a
more
massive
red
company
tape.
that's going to push their weight around, and why even bother fighting it because they're just going to win. This guy won. He's a fucking random guy from Costa Rica.
I mean, I think it's even more like a open closed shut situation to say no, Nintendo, you should be allowed to have a class action lawsuit brought against you if need be. Like that should be more obvious than this.
Didn't like we mentioned earlier? Didn't Disney try the same thing and did they lose? Were they even challenged on it? I'm asking because I don't know. Not to argue. I don't know what the details of the Disney.
Yeah,
one
I
was.
don't know either with Disney specifically.
I'm sure there's some lawsuits that Disney has lost also. And keep in mind too, there were some people in the chat saying that good luck, basically saying EULA is not law. I mean, there has been
Disney
many
got their colon
situations.
cleansed by Ron DeSantis.
There has been many situations where the EULA has not been held up. I found one just to give you an example really quick in time, but it was an old case, Usoft versus Oracle. The EU highest court, essentially what they were trying to do is basically say you didn't have in their EULA, you didn't have the right to resell the product that you bought. Basically, that once you buy it, you have to keep it. You can't resell it. I don't know if they were trying to go after the used game market. Not really sure. But then the EU, in the EU, mind you, not even the US, the EU ruled that they did not have once the product was sold, the seller did not have the right to control further distribution, basically saying that the EULA terms restricting resale could be ignored. So they threw the EULA out in that scenario. So there are scenarios where the EULA could be, in fact, either thrown out or partially ignored, depending on the situation, obviously.
Yeah, I think
I'm not
it's
saying
ridiculous.
it's all the time, but I'm saying like there's no such things as absolutes when it comes to the law. It all depends on who's looking at it, what's being discussed, what the evidence is, obviously.
See, the way I look at EULAs is like the same way I look at a fucking comic book. Once you sell me the book, I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. It's my property. You have
Right.
no say so over what I can do at that point. If I do some shit that like now, if I'm doing something where I'm like, stealing money out of your pockets by not buying a video game or something like that, okay, you can chastise me over some shit like that. But I put forth my money to get the hardware to do it. You can't take the hardware from me. It's mine.
Right.
Yeah, no, and again, I agree with that. Like, just, I don't know. All I'm saying is that I hope that this is challenged. I hope that individuals and gamers and all that get the dub. I do. I just, we're living in this ever increasing world where these large corporations we've seen time and time again basically show that they have more power than even our own governments do. Which frankly is probably for the better. The government doesn't have power, but that doesn't excuse the corporations. The point is, it makes you wonder how far they're able to take this and what can really be done about it.
Well, they're
they're
probably thinking it is going to be challenged, which is why they're trying to get ahead of it and putting in this nonsense into the EULA. Really quick, Ryan, you've been awfully quiet, sir.
No, I just made a point in the chat. Why did David challenge Goliath? I was going to say, how about I make a Christian quote, but that would have caused some red flags.
Oh my god.
But,
Okay, you JVA fanboy.
I know.
Oh man.
But in all seriousness, though, I just repeat that sentiment. Is Nintendo are trying to get ahead of this with their policy changes, because they're like Goliath. They're hedging their bets so that Davids don't gather together and go against them. Because, as Hypno pointed out, the company that is known for just lawsuit, they're lawsuit mad, are trying to make it so you guys can't gang up on us and have these like big class action lawsuits. So I think
That's
that
what I find most ironic.
Yeah, it's ironic. It's also very hypocritical. And let's just say I think we all have this in common. We don't like hypocrites.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to me because again, this is the company that's always complaining about unfair competition, but they haven't had any competition. And again, to be real, and for the people who were in the comments of my video today, most of it was pretty positive and they understood the conversation of the video. But you're gonna get the occasional hardcore Nintendo guy who just thinks you're attacking their mother or something like that, and they'll come out and they'll say,
$1 billion company alone.
Basically, I actually saw a comment that said that, ironically, but they would just
No,
trolling.
I like Mario.
They were essentially trying to I guess gaslight a little bit, and it's funny because Leon literally did the same thing, but anyway, that's fine. Where I said that they said that I should say basically, well, other companies do this, and I'm like, yes, I know that. I even said that in the video. Other companies do this. That doesn't make it right. Like other companies do this.
I did not. No. Don't you put that on me? I said other companies do it, and it's wrong when they do it as well. Which is why I think it's a bigger picture issue than just Nintendo. Because
right, but nobody was saying it was just Nintendo. We are just talking about Nintendo because they're the ones that just recently did it. When other companies do it, we talk about them as well. Like they just haven't done it for a while.
The reason I brought it up is people get short-sighted and they focus on one small thing.
No,
they
you
get
had your fucking, you had your Warglaives of Azeroth, and you were like, leave the fucking $1 billion.
No, my name is Nintendo. Here's the dealio. I can know that Kevin Spacey's a rapist and still like Kevin Spacey movies.
Jesus
how did we get
That's my point of view.
Do you like them because
I
like Zelda games? I can like Zelda games and still want Nintendo put in their fucking place. Like they're not mutually exclusive. I'm just saying that when people get tunnel visioned on one thing that ignores a larger macro problem, that can be a problem in and of itself. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying nobody was specifically singling out Nintendo. It's just that they're the ones who are doing it now. And to be fair, it's extra ironic coming from them because they are the ones who are an extremely litigious company and are known for that. They are known for going after literally the smallest, most petty fucking thing. I got to tell you, I know Nintendo's been like this for years. I get that. And that's another thing I want to explain to people. I'm not trying to pretend like it's anything new. All I'm saying is that I think what happened is Power World's success, because Power World wasn't just a success, okay? There is failure, there is doing average, there is doing well, there is being successful, and then there's Power World, right? Because Power World was the number 2 best-selling game or most played game on Steam ever. Ever. Okay, we're talking like in history. They sold 15 million units in 30 days, right? That's not just a success. That is an absolute fucking destruction. And Nintendo saw that and was like, holy fuck, we got felted. And then now I feel like for the last, I don't know how long it's been since Power World's been out, Nintendo has been scrambling to try to cover every corner they possibly can to ensure that what happened with Power World doesn't happen again. Because at this point, they know they can't get the money for Power World. They know that. Like they know it's gone. It's done. It is what it is. They're just hoping they can kill the game. That's what they want to do.
I think Power World is one thing, but I also think that the reality is the Nintendo Switch 1 got hacked pretty early in its life cycle. And they're trying to plug all the holes for this system. They went as far as to make the Switch 2 its own infrastructure that's separated from the Switch 1. Apparently, most games that you're able to play on the Switch 1 are, Switch 1 games you can play on the Switch 2 are therefore emulated. So I have to question, where did you get that emulation technology from? Did you get it from the people that you fucking sued and took down? That's crazy in itself. But like they're trying to do everything to separate themselves and plug every hole that the Switch 1 had for the Switch 2 launch. So that in itself is they're looking to push whatever they possibly can in order to make sure that repetition doesn't happen. But at the same time too, there's only but so much you could do to the point where it infringes on your consumers' rights. And at the end of the day, like basically the your customers, your potential customer base allows you to get away with what you can do, right? And that's why I saw a lot of weird shit happening with the Switch 2, and I was really excited to pre-order it, but I kept seeing weird thing after weird thing come out. I'm like, guys, I'm not pre-ordering this system. I like it's already bad before it even comes out. I'm waiting to see the fuck shit that comes out once the system is in people's hands, and really how Nintendo is conducting themselves into the Switch 2's life cycle. That's why I'm like, dude, I'm not pre-ordering this shit. There's too much.
No, Cassie,
there's
guess
too much
what?
fire
Fucking
here.
same. Mr. Nintendo shit over here. I didn't fucking pre-order Switch 2, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to buy one on fucking launch or on
That's an
release.
odd way to say
I'm
you're
waiting
broke.
to see what happens. That's
I
that's
need,
what
I need to see the landscape of the fuck shit. And it's crazy that people have said that, oh, Cass, you're
That's
broke. And it's
crazy.
like, here's my $250 AIO that I have. Here's my $300 motherboard I just ordered. Here's my, $500 processor I just bought. I'm broke. I can buy multiple Switch 2s if I fucking want to. But I know when I'm getting fucked if I do.
How you
Cassie
know
got
when
an
you get
OnlyFans
fucked when you
confirmed.
celibate?
I know.
Facts.
What?
She heard
Nothing.
what I said.
We're speaking grown adult stuff, Ryan. Don't worry about it. So, in any case,
She heard what I said.
last
Oh,
thoughts.
God.
Last thoughts on Nintendo's EULA change, and I mean, is this the end of what you think they're going to change? I don't think so. I think this is going to be a really interesting Switch 2 generation. Personally,
EULAs are they're stupid.
and if
Kata has a
Nintendo-
perspective.
if
Hypno.
Nintendo loses, Kata's in the backstage. Wow, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. Sorry.
All right, Kata, you want to make a point, man?
Sorry.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I did. Buy a Steam Deck. Fuck Nintendo.
Yep.
There you go.
All right,
Damn.
so that was pointless.
Cheapest entry point.
100%.
Steam Deck.
Nah, he's right. He's right.
$400.
But what I was gonna say is, if Nintendo loses to Power World, it's gonna get ugly. Like I'm
they
sure
already have lost to Power World. Even if Nintendo wins the lawsuit,
From the
Power
patent
World took the
standpoint.
moral victory. They took the customer victory. Power World, like Power World is the equivalent of like, okay, Beerus may have technically beat Goku, but Goku got that dub in the end. Just on
Can
pure
you-
spirit?
Can you imagine, right, being Nintendo and thinking you can get away with suing Power World, and then after you sue them, trying to get 22 patents filed and gone through after
We're
the
trying to
lawsuit?
get the customers that were
and-
happy with Power World, that loved that product for a year and a half into early fucking access, mind
No,
you.
but you don't understand the pettiness though. Like this company tried to file patents that would help them in their lawsuit after they filed the lawsuit.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like, this company is stealing our ideas and stuff. Oh yeah, what ideas? Hold on, give me a minute. Let's file them really quick, and then we'll tell you what the ideals are. No, bro, like
The
fuck?
bitter, vicious old man who can't let anyone younger do it better, so they have to hack the fucker.
That is a
beast.
woman.
Damn.
That is a woman.
Damn. Nintendo sound like
Yeah.
That's wild.
You're not
Okay,
wrong. That is
it's
the
your
dumbest
old
thing.
woman then.
Yeah, it's the older woman. You don't hear no young men complaining that the old dude at their job is hating on them. You don't never hear that shit.
Shit's
know-
crazy. Anyway, last thoughts.
If the next Pokemon game doesn't come out and be like one of the best games ever made, they're cooked.
It's not gonna
like,
be. It's not gonna be. I don't. You can do surface level research on that shit. You can watch a single trailer and guarantee it's not gonna be the best Pokemon game.
You
They
can,
won't even
no,
be the
I'll tell you,
shit
do you want better, Sheep? You can watch that one trailer for not Legends Arceus, the Legends XZ or Z, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it's called. You can watch one fucking trailer on that and know it's not even going to be a good Pokemon game. Not even
Yeah,
the
that-
best. No, it's
that
not even
part.
going to be good.
There you go.
Hey.
That's crazy.
Oh my god. Sad reality is it's like
I was bored.
Pokemon games get worse and worse, but somehow the worst ones continue to sell. Isn't like fucking what is it? Pokemon what was the most recent one released?
Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet, aren't they like the highest selling
Yes,
Pokemon games
they
ever
are.
or in top 2? And it's
They
like
are
these
the-
are the worst fucking Pokemon games ever.
Yeah, they fucking sucked. I returned those fucking games the weekend I bought them because like they're fucking garbage. The
Aren't they
UI
the
was
ones
bad,
with,
the online was bad, the optimization was bad. That being said, it is worth noting Nintendo doesn't develop those games; they just publish them. That's a Creatures Inc. / Game Freak problem because they're the developers and they're stuck in their ways and lazy. But even so,
yeah.
I mean, why would you innovate, bro? People have been paying for the same shit damn near
Yeah.
for how
I
long? All
bought
they
it.
do is
I'm
they
sorry.
reskin
I didn't return
some
it.
Pokemon.
2K
You know,
game.
they add another 151 or whatever, and they just go about their day.
They don't even add 151 anymore. And I keep telling people this like day in and day out. Generation 5 was the best one because they gave you the biggest addition to the roster, which is like bigger than the original roster. And then they gave you like another whole region to explore and a whole bunch of other like side quest shit. You can like do like little relationship shit, start a business, star in movies, and a whole bunch of like cool ass storyline stuff. Then the very next generation, they took all of that shit away and said, here's a baseline game. We're going to charge you full price for it. And we're not even going to add anything for the end game stuff. Just, give us your money.
What
And
is Gen 5? Pokemon White? Black and White?
Black and white, yeah.
Bro, that's you know what's the shame of all that? That's like the lowest selling fucking Pokemon game. It's like
It is.
the best ones got fucking railed.
bro, Pokemon Black and White had a lot of content
Emerald
in the game, but
Generation
that shit was
4.
ugly.
Gen 4.
Black
love
and White
Gen
was
4
ugly
too.
as fuck, bro.
Whichever one
Like,
was platinum.
Ruby Sapphire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best one. I don't care.
I
about
love
that.
Ruby Sapphire
Diamond
so
Yeah,
much.
Gen 3, Ruby Sapphire Emerald, that's the fucking best. Hard to agree.
No. Diamond and Pearl to me.
Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond and
yeah.
Pearl's fire
Fourth
too.
gen.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
it's
quick
funny
shout out
because
LG. Thank you for the raid, man.
yeah, shout
Thank
out.
you, bro.
It's funny that
LG.
a lot of people rail on Black and White because of how it looks.
Well,
Meanwhile,
they rail on blacks and whites.
yes, because of how they look. But
crazy.
the problem that a lot of people run into is just like, oh well, it looked bad, and it's like, okay, but I mean, look at the current games; they look worse, and they're supposed to be, the new gen stuff.
Yo, the people that say Black and White look bad are the stupid motherfuckers that dick eat Scarlet and Violet, bro. I swear. I'm sorry,
Hey,
Scarlet
whoa.
and Violet defend.
Black and White looked bad, and every Pokemon game has gotten worse since. Just saying.
Look, real talk. Scarlet and Violet defenders. Look, you could play the game and give fair criticism. I played it, blah blah blah. I respect you for giving criticism, but the Scarlet Violet defenders are some of the dumbest, most ignorant, stupid motherfuckers.
Correct.
That honestly, their brains should either be studied or just flat out thrown into a fucking wood chipper. They're so stupid.
Damn, that is aggressive.
Wait.
Understand how dumb these dumb cocksuckers
Why
are.
a wood chipper and not a garbage disposal?
I think a wood chipper is more entertaining. Blood splatter,
You get to
Fair
see it with the wood
garbage
chipper. The garbage
disposal would be
disposal.
more
is-
painful.
Oh, there goes monetization after this stream goes.
In Minecraft,
Yeah.
Yay,
Thanks
I
for that.
didn't
Thanks
do
for
it.
that, guys.
Just
Power
all
World.
around. We can
No,
do whatever we
no,
want.
not in Minecraft, kid. In Power World.
Oh yeah, in Power World.
Oh, now it's Power
That's
World.
crazy.
Okay. All right.
That's crazy.
Any last thoughts?
No, that's all
EULA
I got.
change. Anybody? That's all you got.
I
Buy
did.
a Steam Deck.
Who want a battle though?
Yeah, I was trying to chime in before I lost connection. Fuck
Oh,
Nintendo,
why?
get a
Go ahead.
Steam-
Go for it.
Fuck Nintendo. Get a Steam Deck.
Get a
Hell
Steam
yeah.
Deck.
Fuck
Yeah.
you both, bro. Seriously. Y'all both said the same shit. And who says there's still racism in this world? Look at this. White and black say the
Aye.
same thing.
Here's my final thought.
Shout out to my nigga Wyatt's Meadow.
The entertainment industry as a whole, not just video games, movies, video games, whatnot, they are fucking terrified because independent creators, whether it be making indie movies, whether making indie games or not, are on indie comics, are on the come up, on the rise. It is now a serious, legit industry that is competing with the big dogs in certain situations. This shit is gonna get worse and worse, which is why make the case as not just a Nintendo thing. We're gonna start seeing more and more corporations do this shit because anyone can be a creator now. Anyone can be successful. Anyone can get rich. Anyone can have an IP. The whole nine. So, I mean, at this point, yeah, challenge these big companies. Do whatever you want. Do whatever they can. But just acknowledge that this is only going to get worse. It's going to start coming from everyone. Not just Disney, not just Nintendo, but fucking everyone.
Expedition 33, anyone?
That's what's going to keep
Ubisoft
happening.
and Square Enix going after
Again,
them.
there's games. There's games, man. Nobody trying to battle. There's games coming out
Oh my shit.
that are challenging the narrative that the AAA industry is trying to put out to you. Games like Expedition 33, Oblivion Remastered, even the new Mafia game is $50.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
Make no mistake about it. A Nintendo going after Palworld is them saying "fuck you" to your face. If you used to love Pokemon and your answer was, "Well, let me play Palworld," Nintendo has gone out of their way to spite you as their previous consumer or previous purchaser, previous potential future customer. They've gone out of their way to directly spite you.
Yep. All right, we're gonna move to the next topic, and we'll catch up on super chats after. So, I haven't even done a video or anything on this because we're gonna talk about another Japanese company, so this should be fun. We're gonna talk about Capcom.
Oh shit!
Because Capcom
I remember
is coming out with a couple of games that interest me as longtime fan of the series. So Onimusha 2 was being remastered by obviously whoever Capcom gave the job to. I don't think they're doing it, but I could be wrong. Regardless, whoever's doing it, Capcom is known for doing this with their remasters. They've done this quite often, where if something is deemed problematic, and oh, by the way, it's not the guns, it's not the violence, it's not the swords, it's not the blood. That's not problematic.
Is the
problematic is the female anatomy, which is always ridiculous. You definitely did.
Yeah.
So Onimusha, and this is probably one of many things that are probably going to be in the game, because anytime I see something like this, I immediately raise an eyebrow. I'm like, interesting. So we got some censorship, and granted, it is small, but still extremely dumb, because then well, I call it small because it's one thing right now, but the problem with the problem with the one thing is that it ends up being 2, ends up being 3, ends up being 4, and then before you know it, before you know it, you got a Stellar Blade drama situation.
Bro,
I find it amazing, really quick, because I gotta step away for a minute. Just let me just say something. I just find it amazing that the company that will glorify all kinds of violence, like all kinds of violence. I'm talking like whatever you can think about, Capcom has probably done. A little bit of titty is a little bit just too much for modern day Capcom. It's they gave them essentially not really. I mean, this is even not that bad. Like
it's like Vice City type shit.
Man, those are B cuts too, man. What are
you got Grand Theft Auto bitches twerking on top of cars. Like, I'm talking about big booty Kana bitches. Like, not even like semi attractive women. But I mean, anyway, that's where we're at. Where now they put the most ghetto, obvious fucking After Effect on it. And it's just it's kind of tiring, man. It really is dumb. It brings the question, like, why? My thing is, like, why did this offend you? Like, why did this hurt you? And people are going to bring up the ESRB, and I'm like, all right, well, there's games out there that are released that look like this on the left with higher definition graphics, and they still get under mature ratings. Not like they got to immediately go to fucking porn level rating in order just because you got a little bit of female anatomy cleavage on the screen. So I don't really think this is for
the ESRB is a bullshit excuse.
It is. That's what I'm saying. I don't really think it's for anything ESRB related. I think it's because the modern day, Capcom and other people outside have issues with the female anatomy. At least real females, anyway. If this was probably a trans guy, they'd probably let this.
Let's paint a picture really quick. Let's paint a picture.
Yeah, you guys go. Go ahead.
If we lived in a reality when every nigga was walking around naked and you had to see. No, follow me. I'm going somewhere. If we lived in a reality where everybody had to walk around naked and you had to see every nigga's dick walk around this bitch, and you had to live an existence where you knew your shit was small and every other nigga around you, their dick was huge, and you was running a company, you would want that shit censored too.
What the fuck is this?
What
the fuck is going on here?
Wait, hold on. Did Ryan trauma dump on you recently? Like, what happened? Did he tell you a story?
I'm just saying.
First you complain on Twitter, now you're talking about this.
I was right about to step away, but I had my headset on, so I'm like, what the fuck is this dude talking? Hold on.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? I'm just saying,
right,
if you knew every nigga's dick was bigger than yours, you would want it censored too. Okay.
Man, that don't got nothing to do with nothing, because if you live in that reality, because if you live in that reality,
the video game industry is full of fat ass, big backeted white women who don't want to see attractive women in video games. They
There's
want to
so
see
many
big
other
backs.
examples you could have
I think
used.
Cade's
what
kind
does
of
that gotta do
I wasn't on board with this until he talked about the big back white women. I was like, never mind. Yeah, Atreus got it. He's
That's
cooking.
what I'm saying. It's a
But
bunch
that
of
has nothing to do with walking around seeing
gotta clip
everybody's
that.
dicks.
yes, it
Knowing
does.
they're all bigger than yours.
What?
That's what you
Yes,
said.
yes, it
That's
does.
what you said.
Yes, it does because the equivalent is women care about their bodies. Well, they don't care enough to actually get in the gym. But if you're a fat ass, big backed white woman and you have to see the only representation in video games is attractive women, it would be the same as, and that's the reason why they want to have it censored. It'd be the same as niggas walking around having to see niggas. Everybody's dick is bigger than theirs. So in movies and video games, they want dicks censored. They don't want niggas with big dicks showing on the screen because their dick is small. And they want to see little dick representation.
Man, I'm on board.
I mean, look.
Let's spread the suppression around.
He
Oh my
cooked a little
God.
bit, but it's still cold on the middle, right? It's still cold in the middle.
And
Because
that's
you
why
cook-
it's small.
He
Because
didn't
it's
cook the big
cold.
dick
You
all the
never
way
heard
through.
Like, I
Oh,
get what you're
geez.
saying.
What the fuck is
There's a
going
bunch
on
of
here?
envious women that work at these companies, and they don't want these characters to be great, pretty much. They don't want to see all that because they're insecure in themselves, and they don't have the kind of assets that these characters have. I 100%.
Well, I think
get
this is
that
just
point.
company mandated across the board, and whether people agree with it or not, it's now the new rules of the modern era. And Capcom is
Yeah.
one of the more notorious companies in Japan that are willing to adhere to Western ideology. It's sad to say, and it sucks to see that this is really happening because it's so fucking petty. At the end of the day,
It don't
everyone
fuck
has
me.
to
I
look
just
at
won't
this
buy the
company and
game.
laugh at them.
I just won't buy the game. Like,
Yeah, honestly, I don't completely throw censored games out the window. It depends on how censored they are. But this definitely lowers the value proposition of the game. I will not be buying the game at launch. I will wait for a deep sale because this is not the true this is not the true vision of the game, the original intent of the game. So therefore, it's less valuable to me.
Yep.
That's all that is at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
now if it's even more censored to the point where like there's some things dialogue, completely like just bastardized. Like if the list, if it's a laundry list of shit, then it's like, yeah, I don't want the game. Like the Dead Rising remastered, I don't want that game.
Garbage.
If it was just like a one little thing or this, I would have bought it on a deep sale, but I don't even want the game because of how much they fucked it up. And
Right.
make no mistake about it, Dead Rising is a Capcom IP. They completely changed actual characters. They're changed them from
Bro,
like
it's worse
Asian
than
to
that.
white. Like completely
crazy.
just
That was crazy.
tore up. Yeah, completely just tore up dialogue in order. Like, no, that's to the point where it's like the ideology is too deep in that you completely destroyed this game. It is unpurchasable to me. Now, if it's just like this just happens, the game is just worth less. I'll buy it on a deep sale. But
Yeah.
if it's to the level of Dead Rising, it's like, nah, son, I have to back away slowly.
It's like we know of like, so this is nowhere near the situation that happened with Lara Croft, because that one I understood, the one particular one, which was the naked woman on the back of the jacket. When it was pixelated, you can tell it was a woman. If you were really smart, if you looked close enough, you could realize she's naked, but you couldn't see anything because it was pixelated. So obviously, once it becomes HD and remastered, you're gonna see everything. And I can understand why they put a bra on her, unless they're willing to take a higher rating, which I don't think they're gonna be willing to, considering. So I get that censoring like actual nudity,
I don't know if you noticed, but with those like the trilogy,
but this is not that.
the original trilogy was rated T for teen, and the remaster trilogy has an M rating. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like at that point, you might as well
Does it
just
really?
let it rock since you accepted the M rating anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, does it really have an M rating? I didn't even realize that.
Yes, the remaster trilogy has an M rating. Meanwhile, all the original games T for teen.
Oh, so get the fuck
Yo,
out of here!
that's
Why
wild.
would they say that? So that makes no sense.
I
could've
take
sworn
back
it was
everything I just
16.
said.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
just
take
made-
everything I just said.
That has made it 10 times more worse. Like,
I
Yeah,
can-
no,
I
it
can
does.
In real time.
understand the Dragon Quest situation because they wanted to make it
Wait, what?
rated
Seriously?
a rated E game instead of going to the T rating. I get that because their Dragon Quest game was, rated E back in the day, and now standards, unfortunately, are shittier than ever before. So I get that, avoiding that rating upgrade. But yeah, there's just no excuse for the Laura Croft shit.
Are you fucking kidding me? They rated this thing M for blood, intense violence, and suggestive themes. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? What?
And there's no reason for Onimusha 2 to, for them to hold back at this point because it's already wasn't ready to end game to begin with. So you might as
That
well
I
just
know.
lock on.
Yeah, that I know. There's no reason to with Onimusha, zero reason. So, and to be fair, if Tomb Raider got an M rating, then what the fuck is Onimusha gonna get with all the violence and the blood and everything? Like, what are we doing here? So this is clearly not a for the rating situation because again, people, that's the first comment you'll get if you make a video talking about this. They'll be like, but the ESRB is like, I don't think that's that at all, in my opinion. Because what I'm seeing here, blood, intense violence, suggestive themes, bro, that used to be teen movies when I was growing up. That was like a teen. I would see all of that plus titties, probably even a fur coat down below if you're lucky enough, depending on the video. And it'll still be rated teen. Now, blood and violence, that's M now, bro.
Our
what
standards have gotten worse over the years. Well,
That's
not our
crazy,
standard, the industry
their standards, yeah. It's amazing, bro. I did not. You just blew my mind away with that. I had no idea about that. I legit thought it was teen.
You just in real time. You just saw Hypno go. Nah, I understand what they said. Wait, no, never mind.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
fuck that
Fuck
now.
these guys.
I'm
Time out.
Fuck that now.
No.
That's crazy, bro. Oh my god.
I
Anyway,
did cover this today, just so you know. I don't know if you saw the video or not, but I did cover this today in conjunction with the Devil May Cry shit because the creator of Devil May Cry came out saying he wanted to do a remake of Devil May Cry 1, like a
I
ground
saw
up
that.
remake. Like, no, fuck that. Don't get me wrong. I love Hideki Kamiya. That's great. But it's not just Onimusha. And Cassie hit the nail on the head, first of all, with fucking Dead Rising. Dead Rising was one of the most atrocious instances of Capcom censorship we've ever seen. But between Onimusha, between Dead Rising, between all of the Resident Evil remakes, every single one of them has been censored. There is not a single IP that Capcom has brought back from the dead that has not been censored to fucking oblivion. It is just like Capcom. It might be the most in bed with BlackRock of any Japanese company I know, and we all know how in bed Square Enix is with them. I truly think that Capcom is even fucking worse than Square Enix in that regard. So, I'm at the point where I'm just like, you'll burn Capcom to the ground. I'm gonna fuck, and they used to be my favorite third-party company, and I get everybody loves Monster Hunter. Sorry, Sheep City, but like, if they're gonna be doing this level of fuck shit when it comes to censorship, why should we giving them our dollar?
Go for it, Trace.
Nah. I ain't got nothing. I'm just we ain't burning shit.
No.
I thought that was your specialty.
You don't have a reason?
Just bro. My reason is spelled MONSTER space HUNSTER.
Oh, Monster
What?
Hunter.
You really couldn't just say Monster Hunter? Bro? You had to spell that shit out?
Wait! Did you say H? Did you say HUNSTER?
Like, we're gonna
spell Monster Hunter correctly.
He
Sounded
said
like he was trying to spell Munster for a second.
My bad.
He said HUNSTER. What
That's not.
That is what you said.
He was spelling it how he speaks it in his mind. So he's like Monster Hunter, like he put the Hunter in that shit.
No.
Damn.
I'm surprised he didn't spell it HUNSTA.
Leave the multi-letter alphabet alone.
We was Monster Hunters and shit.
Monster Hunter. Anyway,
He said Monster Hunter.
I agree.
What?
Capcom is a piece of shit. Ryan, go ahead, go for it, bro.
No, I just find. Okay. I just find Capcom. I just find Capcom to be amusing, man. I recently talked a little bit about, whether or not Resident Evil 9 could be on the horizon from Capcom. I'm very surprised it hasn't been a topic of the day. I've covered it not once but twice, despite not knowing much about Resident Evil. And if this is the direction Capcom is going, I'm not very hopeful. Let's just put it that way.
I just realized how bad of a show we are in general. At least Soul Train. You remember Soul Train, right? The OG shit. They would actually tell people how to spell the shit they were going to spell on the show beforehand.
Man, let me tell y'all something. Cassie was watching Soul Train. She definitely got cakes.
I love Soul Train, bro. I love all that music. What are you talking about, brother?
At any rate, I can't even sit here and defend Capcom on this one myself. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and fake the funk. I am a fan of Capcom, like some franchises, mostly Resident Evil and Mega Man, and Monster Hunter, obviously. But like, I'm not gonna sit here and I hate censorship far more than I like Capcom.
Yeah.
I hate censorship
Yeah.
more than I like any franchise, to be real. So
People-
like I'm not a
Yeah,
fan
go
of
ahead.
that shit at all.
People don't realize like you could be a fan of something, you could like a product and whatnot, and still criticize it. I mean, people complain about YouTube all the time. They still use it every single day. Like there are products out there that people complain about, and they still use them. And over time, some of them get better, some of them don't. Some of them get worse. It just depends. Capcom, I think, is one of those companies that is getting worse. And the thing is, I get worried when I see a remaster of an old IP that I also know that same company is making a brand new version of the same IP. So now it's like, all right, I see you remastering Onimusha 2 and you're censoring it. This is only one example of censorship. I'm sure there's more in the game. I'm sure it probably has less blood and all that stuff. Typical shit that Capcom does.
Oh, and don't forget, Hypno, there's going to be an Onimusha anime coming to Netflix soon.
Oh, it's going to be black summarized.
Oh, is it out now? I didn't realize it came out if it was.
Was it done by the same guy that did Devil May Cry?
Thank God, no.
God, I hope not.
That shit is hot garbage.
So I see this censorship, and I'm like, all right, well, if you're doing this with the older title, like, what are you gonna do with the newer title? Because I was looking forward to the new Onimusha. The moment they announced it, I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. We're bringing back Onimusha. Let's fucking go. And what they showed looked cool, but to be fair, I mean, it was only a cinematic. So I just get worried. I see this stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, Capcom's being Capcom.
The game, the new game is its own game. It's not a remake. It's it's its own thing. So we don't have anything to compare it to. This is egregious because
coming for you, Atreus.
Oh my god, this is egregious because we have the original Onimusha 2 to compare this remaster to. It's not like you can't find this information and be like, hey, you guys, you're clearly doing something fucked up here for no reason. With a brand new game that's not a remake or like I'm not really gonna as long as it holds true to the original franchise to whatever extent, obviously there's going to be differences, but I'm not going to say like, oh, throw this one under the bus, it's over. Like there's nothing to compare it to. It's its own thing. You have to take it for its own merits.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying dunk the new one and ignore it altogether. I always look at every game separate, but I am saying that I'm going to now look at the new one with a little bit of a sus eye to it now, because if I see this happening with the older project, I can just only imagine what the people who are in charge of the newer project may or may not be doing. We don't know. Again, all I got was a cinematic. I can't fucking, I never judge any game off of a cinematic. I may laugh at it, but I'm never gonna judge it.
I don't know if this is within the same vein or not, but it also leads to continuity issues, which as a lore hound pisses me the fuck off, because so you've got the remake of Resident Evil 3, for example, right? You got Resident Evil 3, they completely changed how Jill looks, the whole night. Like, it's basically how she looks, how she acts. She's a different fucking character than in the remake of 3. Well, then continuity-wise, you've got 5. How do you go from what she looks like in 3 to what she looks like in 5? They put out a movie, Resident Evil Dead Island or whatever, that's supposed to be canon. It's a CGI film, it's supposed to be canon. And now she looks like she does in 3, but it takes place after 5. So now your timeline's all fucked up. The character writing's all fucked up. Why? Because you started doing this whole modernity shit. You want to make her a strong, badass female, which she already was. You put in all this DEI shit that made her even fucking worse. Like, not only is it bad for the games in terms of censorship, but it also legitimately fucks with the lore and story of these games.
Bro, I'm telling you, I can't wait. If there's one game that I want modern day Capcom to remaster, it has to be Resident Evil 5. I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait for the zombies to become white, because they're going to.
That's gonna be the thing that gets me to 100K subs. Just throw it out there. I've been getting Resident Evil 5 videos exclusively for a damn year straight.
The wildest shit,
probably the most legendary video.
That's gonna be
the wildest shit to me. The wildest shit to me when it comes to Resident Evil 5 that a lot of people tend to forget is that in the first mission, there's not just black dudes out there. You see dudes that look like George Lopez,
Mexicans, dude. You see Mexicans and Asians.
You see like
I just replayed the Resident Evil 5 3 times in 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago.
Man,
well, they're gonna remove all the black people, and they're gonna try to put in some extra line in there that's explaining that the what the fuck's the parasite called or whatever.
Oh, the
Plagas.
I forget
Plagas is the parasite. Ouroboros is what Wesker's creating. Anyway.
Is Wesker's
right? So that shit, they're gonna put some extra line in there that shit is causing all the Africans to turn white or something. I don't know. They're gonna try to fucking explain why all the zombies are suddenly white now. It's gonna be so stupid, bro. I swear
When
to
they're
God.
good, they're black, but after they get infected, they turn white.
You guys remember, and Sheep might remember this, in the second level of Resident Evil 5, there's a white chick, like blonde hair, blue eyes, and she runs out of the building. She's like, help, help! And these two black dudes grab her and like drag her into a building, and she's screaming.
Was it a black dude? I thought it was just like one white dude who just drags me.
I mean,
That's
the thing is, you can't win to lose with these games because with Days Gone, you know, journals were bitching that all the fucking, you know, freakers, they're called in their universe, they were all white. And it's like, the lore actually explains that, you know, when they turn into that, their skin gets, you know, lighter. There's lore behind this shit, you know, like, and they're just don't accept it. Like, oh, there's no black people in this world. They're all, you know, all the freakers, they're all white. It's like, you can't win to lose when it comes to these motherfuckers. They'll bitch and whine either way.
Yeah, I would love to see it. Go ahead, Chief.
My logic behind all of that shit is like, who the fuck cares, dog? Like, just play the game. Do you enjoy the game? Do you? All right, shut up. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You're complaining about a fictional setting not looking like real life. Like, what the fuck is wrong
Zombies, by the way. Zombies.
Right, zombies. What are you doing?
Imagine being in a post-apocalyptic
look
world.
better than Africa actually looks. I'm just saying.
Imagine being in a post-apocalyptic world, and you're shooting zombies, and the first thought in your mind is whether or not you're a racist. You might as well just get eaten by the fucking zombies. Just become one with them. If you really don't want to be a racist, just join with them. I'm sure they won't mind having you for lunch and dinner and everything after that.
Whatever else they got, saved you for.
That's just crazy, bro. Imagine playing co-op. Ryan, really quick. Imagine playing co-op, right? You're playing co-op Resident Evil 5, and the fucking liberal kid is playing the black girl. I forget her name too. It's been so long.
Sheva.
And Sheva. I usually call her Eva. I don't know why. Sheva. Imagine playing with the liberal kid, Sheva, and then he just stops. Like the kid just stops while you're in the middle of fucking zombie horde. Just stops. He's like, I can't do this. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't do this. And he's losing his mind because he's shooting black zombies. Like, why are you thinking about that? Why is it even going across your fucking mind? And it's because these people have been taught to see their version of media literacy and everything. For them, media literacy means looking at every story and twisting it to some way, shape, or form of progressive politics. It doesn't actually mean what media literacy actually means. So that's how they view everything. They'll try to take any story that's told and try to input some level of like bullshit in there. Like, oh, this is clearly a story about oppression against blacks, right? I'm like, it's a fucking zombie game, bro.
Ironically enough, though, Hypno, and I don't know if how many motherfuckers know this, that was one of the earliest instances of Capcom capitulating to the woke mob before we even had the term woke. Because Sheva was supposed to be an NPC. She was always going to be in the game, but she was going to be an NPC that you run into throughout the course of the game, kind of like Barry or Rebecca in previous games. And once there was the outcry of white dudes shooting black folk, they're like, okay, we need to put her in the game more. So there's also a black person shooting black people. That was actually one of the earliest forms of capitulating to the woke mob.
Melanophilia is really viral. It can even spread to white people. And that's
what the fuck did you just say? Melanophilia.
Melanophilia.
I can't with you, bro. Oh my god,
this is real.
I've never heard that term before, Atreus. Could you
never heard
explain
it? It's called melanophilia. They wake up and everything is about melanin. It's everything about it. You know what I'm saying? And it can spread to whites. Where you got these white people waking up every day thinking about how their existence offends somebody with melanin in their skin.
Is there a version of that about gay people? Because I feel like we could attribute and start calling her Melanin Mac. Like,
can we like kick Leon off the stream right now? Like, just get him off.
I cannot believe this.
Melanin Mac is when she posted that blackface picture, bro.
That's crazy.
Melanin Mac is when she was done getting off a new Blackstreet. That's exactly what it was.
What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? All right, back to the topic.
Claude Segusa in the comments says, I hear about a censored outfit in Onimusha 2 Remastered. Like, it's not on the fucking screen right now.
We've been talking about it for the last 25 minutes.
I will point out, though, although they are a substantial minority, there are blind viewers listening in. So so they can't watch.
Well, one has cleavage, the other one's covered up.
I know this because one of them gave me a 500 Canadian super chat once. Thank
Did
you,
they mean
Mr.
to?
Rude.
Is that a mistype?
Who knows? Final thoughts on this, and then we're gonna get to the last topic, and then super chats.
If that was the case, how could he see? Like,
Wyatt's probably gonna like this last topic. So,
Dude, final thought is fuck Capcom.
Hey, yo, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, fuck
Yes,
Capcom and
honestly,
everybody.
we ain't talking enough.
Capcom shills. Let's go.
Look at how you're
wait, so
set
we
up,
went
strange
from
Detrius.
leave the big company
That's
alone
what I'm saying.
to
Leave
leave
the
the
big
fucking
company.
censorship company alone.
Oh man.
Hey, listen.
Honestly,
until-
this looks like a
until
lazy ass remaster, bro.
Until they release
Yeah.
a bad game, I ain't slandering Capcom, man. I'm sorry.
As
Until they release
issues,
the maybe okay.
there's issues with Oblivion remaster with regarding censorship as well. Don't get me wrong, but after a remaster like that coming out, this shit looks like it was fucking put together with Gorilla Glue. Alright, it sucks.
Choice of words. Choice of words. Definitely choice of words.
Oh man,
Smell of clean clothes.
duct tape, damn it. All right, does that make it better?
Much better.
No. I mean, yeah.
Well, he
mean,
said no. So,
You can smoke it if you want.
I just like I said earlier, I just worry about what they're gonna do with the new Onimusha, but I guess we will find out because again, Capcom, bro, when they in Dead Rising, when they race swapped that dude from fucking Asian to white, that shit lost. That's when I realized, Capcom is really gone.
Mr. Chang or whatever.
Yeah, the Dead Rising remake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was crazy.
that's
dog.
when
That
I
was-
realized like they're gone.
Communist.
Yeah.
Like the race swaps one they censored the word communist because they didn't want to offend commies. The people that won't buy their games anyway because they don't believe in money.
Yep.
Shit is wild. All right, let's get into the last topic. But before we do that, I was pretty quick with it. So shout out to Atreus.
Share Atreus.
Leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone.
That was fast.
Yeah. So now
Hey,
he's
just
got his
swat Leon's
own.
head.
He's got his own meme now. So we got Leon
outta
and we
here.
got Atreus out here chilling
That's
hard.
not even
chilling
accurate.
hard.
That is clearly Nintendo. I would never defend
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Oh, you know what? Let me change that. I just use the same
Throw some
background.
Monster Hunter bitches behind him. There we go.
Yeah, I got you. All right, you guys can start the next topic. So, final topic of the night is going to be something in the realm of. I mean, I really don't care, but I mean, it is video game somewhat related at the very little. We're going to talk about this recent backlash, supposed review bombing of The Last of Us season 2.
Louis Part
Oh, here we
And
go.
the line that everybody is loving so far as a fan of both the series and the game, where this creature on the left, Ellie, says that she's a dad, because that's great.
That's how that works.
Yeah, I got a video coming out tomorrow. It's a bit of a deep dive video, going over The Last of Us season 2, a lot of the backlash, a lot of all the nonsense that's going on. Obviously, it's going to go over this particular line with I'm a dad and all that other stuff. It's going to be a good video, about 20 minutes long. So make sure to stay tuned for that. It's going to drop at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern. But yeah, this is something. The reason why I want to talk about this is because it's the age-old tired nonsense, and you guys could take over of the media. The moment they know a controversial episode has aired, for obvious reasons, because it is controversial, right? It's not our fault. You guys are putting this shit into the shows. Like, you guys are doing this. So but obviously you're doing this because you know people are going to have a reaction, and that's what you want, because then you can follow it up. An hour later, every single outlet is talking about, oh, bigots are review bombing The Last of Us season 2 because of course they are, because they're misogynist and they're this and they're angry and whatever. It's everywhere. Every fucking mainstream outlet has done an article about this. And I figure we'll talk about it. So I'm not watching Last of Us season 2. Are you watching it, Wyatt? Out of curiosity?
No. Well, I was gonna say I remember the first season. You and me were on board for a while because a lot of it was really good.
Yeah,
and,
it was.
This season I have not tuned in at all. But from people's videos, I gather that it's like gone full blown communist propaganda. Like,
yep.
Welcome to Transtown. You're a dad now. Is basically
people in the chat are saying it was rage bait and it worked, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
The Downs of Us. Terrible.
I call it the Walking Downs.
No, I like
Oh, they went to Downstown. That makes sense. Not Bridetown, Downstown makes sense.
I actually like the first season. You know, even the gay episode, it was super uncomfortable. It was still some good storytelling, right? The first season was pretty good.
That was not
right?
good storytelling. Well,
I'm talking about the whole. I'm talking about the
entire
whole
episode
season.
was filler.
Okay,
I'm
the
talking about
entire
the
season.
season,
Okay,
100%.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not
because that
talking about-
episode was all
That was
bullshit.
crap.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's when
talking
the
about
shows
Big
went to
Rabbit.
shit.
Well, yeah.
completely
Cassie
made
called it
up
filler.
nonsense.
I think you mean Phil him.
Stop
They
it.
definitely filled each other
Come
for a
on.
while. No,
Yeah, they
it
was
was
doing a
it
lot
was
of that.
complete utter nonsense. Everything in that episode was
Yeah,
made
that
up.
was horseshit. And it
But
could have
like,
been it could have been so good, but still had the gay theme too.
Like they hated
Could've.
each other in the game. I hope people realize that they hated each other.
Yeah.
Well, no.
And
Apparently,
this
there was
one,
a
it was like-
note in the
Yeah,
game
in the
that
note, he
hinted at
talked
them
about how
being
much
gay.
he hated him.
And in the game, they were still gay, or at least it strongly gave that impression.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
but
talking
you
about
never
Bill. Okay.
saw it. Number one, yeah,
Yeah.
talking about Bill.
Yeah.
You never saw it, and he talked about how much he hated Bill because
Right.
Bill was basically a control freak. Never saw the good in people. And just ultimately they just separated, parted ways.
The show
And they both
chose to push that love narrative so much that they just
Yeah.
made Bill a complete retard, whereas in the
Yeah.
actual like video game, he was like too competent to the point where he was fucking
yeah.
nutty.
Yeah.
Bro ran a
It's
whole.
awesome.
That man was his own HOA and his own
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Crazy how crazy his shit was set up. Like traps in different
He was a-
buildings.
he was
next
a
door and
genius.
shit. Yeah, dude
Yeah.
was fucking.
Can
He
we-
was insane with it. It was great.
Can we talk about season 2? Because how do you somehow make a video game that's not already beloved and controversial? How do you somehow make that worse? Like, how do you
become-
adapt a terrible
step
thing
one,
and make it
become
worse?
French Canadian. Step 2, become Neil Druckmann.
I hate Neil Druckmann. He's such a
Oh, we all
fucking
do.
hack, dude.
See, now
He's-
the shit that pisses me off, this is more of like, you know, a meta statement, but it bothers me that they front loaded the entirety of the first game, which had so many great plot points, just to make a season 2 and a follow-up season for a game that had like nothing in it. Like I need them to put 2-3 episodes consecutively of Fat Gerald just lay and live out. Like I need that shit to happen. But
Live
like
at the
shit-
garage door.
yeah, that shit was great. But no, like the shit that bothers me about this whole thing is that for one, you got Bella Ramsey to play older Ellie
Ugh.
as if her face was gonna old. No, it's not gonna age up. Like you have to get someone older, someone who looks like adult Ellie. Like what are we doing here? She
And
still looks
somebody
like
who can
she's younger
act.
than like kid Ellie. Why? And then someone who acts as well, someone who can act. The casting was terrible aside from Pedro Pascal because he ended up being like, you know, the pitch for the you know, the golf club. But the fact of the matter is that they're trying their best to, I guess, like I don't know, highlight what made Joel a bad person when in reality Joel was never the bad guy at all.
Yeah.
If anybody ever paid attention to the actual story, at the end of the very final flashback where he says, if I had the opportunity to go back and you know, go back to the hospital and lay out all those Firefly members again to save you, I'd do it in a heartbeat. And it was like, that's the point. The man loves you and you just threw it all away because what? You don't want to continue the cycle of what revenge? Just kill her and it's done. That's
Right.
it. You already killed everybody else.
I was about to say, after killing hundreds of people, by the way,
What are you
and now
doing?
it's revenge bad. Okay.
You get all the way to the end. You get all the way to the end, and you lose. Adina. You lose your Jesse's unborn child. You lost Jesse. You lost Tommy's trust, and you lost 2 of your fingers. Now you can't play the fucking guitar. Congratulations, you played yourself. Now you're in this shit world with nothing to do. Just end it. Just end it.
You know what I
Delete your
find
save file.
interesting about all this is that so this kind of proves that the creative decisions that happen at the end of The Last of Us Part 2, the video game, are just as shit as they were when it first came out. Because now you have people who are watching the TV show that is, for the most part, following what the game did, and they hate it too. And these people never played the games. A lot of people who are watching the show never played the games, and the moment they saw Joel die, they're like, this is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life.
That's so
and they
hilarious.
lost it. They lost it just like the gamers lost it. So it kind of proves that the gamers were right when they
Yeah.
first reacted many years ago.
That's like when
I've
they
been-
re-released Morbius in theaters so it could bomb twice.
I've been seeing there's actual
I still never
fans
seen that movie.
of The
Nah, me
Last of
neither.
Us Part 2. I've seen them on TikTok. Like there's people that actually like the game that absolutely hate this. Like they hate everything about the second season. They're like, Abby's not, why is Abby complimenting Joel, saying that he's hot and all this other shit? This is stupid. And I'm like, wow, you have even people that like your shitty fucking game not liking this show. You messed up.
Yeah, that's,
And then
it's
of course,
funny.
just like what happened with the video game, they called everybody bigots, misogynist, sexist, all that stuff. When the backlash happened with the game, and now they're doing the exact same thing with The Last of Us Season 2, which I'll bring up. But anyway, Sheep, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, it's one of the things that Mahler says more times than often is if you basically have the script written out for something that already succeeded, why not just follow that? Like, and I'm not saying that in the sense of like, oh, well, The Last of Us 2 was like wildly successful. It made its money, sure, but you also had the fans, the people who actually like that game. And then you make this series, and those same people don't like the game, or they don't like the series because it's not what they got in the game. Like, what are you doing? Just take that script and put it on the fucking screen. That's it.
Well, real quick, I just called my dad. If you guys were wondering what I was, so I just called my dad because he really liked season 1, right? So I just called him because I was like, "Yo, Dad, you liked season 1, right?" He's like, "Yeah, that gay episode was really weird, but yeah, other than that, we really liked it." I said, "Have you watched season 2 yet?" It's like, "Nah, I haven't even gotten around to it. We plan on watching it at some point." So it's not even like, even for someone who says they liked it, it's not good enough to bring back the people that claim they liked it the first time to be watching weekly, which my dad was for the first season.
And they experienced a pretty big drop off after that second episode. I don't think it's
That's
enough
why I
to
told
kill
him,
a
like,
show
hey,
or
well,
anything.
I literally was like, "Hey, call me after you watch episode 2 when you do get around to watch it. Just curious what you think." He's like, "All right, we'll do."
You should record that phone call with his permission, obviously, and just be like, "Hey, Dad,
You should."
So how was that episode?" Be like,
Well, I was hoping that he was hoping he was going to say that he had been watching it. I was just going to unmute my mic and let it play on speaker, but well, he hasn't gotten around to it yet.
It's all right. So yeah, this clearly shows that gamers were in fact, in the right mindset when this whole thing went down the first time. And it looks like the journalists are also in the same mindset because I guarantee if you go back to when The Last of Us 2 came out, and you look at some of the archive articles that are out there, you'll see a headline that is basically the same shit. Like the same shit. They were calling you homophobic because obviously of Ellie and Dina's relationship. They were calling you sexist and misogynist because of people judging Abby and her body. And they were totally trying to convince you that her body was 100% realistic and possible for the time and in real life. Yeah. So you have all of these articles and they're at it again. They're calling people homophobic, all because of supposed review bombing. My thing is, in my video, I asked a simple question.
Ableist? Why is it homophobic? Can't we hate her because she's retarded, not because she's a homo?
No, that's not. Nah, that's not.
While I
cool.
understand your sentiment, you have to understand that there is a hierarchy, right? When it comes to oppression, your private parts are at the highest, right? So if your private parts are oppressed in any manner, then that has to be the first thing you mention. So her pussy's oppressed because it wants to be a dick. And then you go from there to the fact she has retardation, which in fact, if you believe it or not, leads to the reason why her pussy's so oppressed, because she has retardation. So you have to go to like certain steps of, anyway. That's
I love
hierarchy.
how you just came up with that on the spot. That was great.
That was like that was a total hypno version of the like dicks fuck pussies thing from America.
In improv class, we gotta.
So that's where we're at in terms of the overall oppression Olympics. But this show, and then Ryan, you could sound off. This show is so fucking ridiculous because they took a show that they already knew was if they were going to follow the games in any manner that actually made sense, then they must have known that this show was going to be controversial just based off of a couple of things that were in the game, just like they knew the first game was going to be controversial. Not as much.
Shit, I just realized. Sorry,
What?
so Mick comment in the chat made me think. Did they think that maybe the golf club moment was going to be their Negan the Walking Dead moment?
They thought it was going to be
Probably.
their Ned Stark moment. That's what they thought.
Probably. I'll tell you this. I don't know if they think that they knew it was going to be their moment. But I do think that they took it super serious, as if, because I remember The Walking Dead and the build up to the whole like Negan moment where the previous season ended with like the off-camera death, and you didn't know who he killed, and everybody's obviously
They
thinking of
built
the
him up
comics.
the whole season, by the way.
They're thinking of
entire
the
season.
comics, and they're thinking like, oh my god, okay, he kills one guy. Oh my god, okay, is it Glenn? Is it Glenn? Is it not Glenn? I don't know. And people were thinking about it. I was one of those people thinking about it for months, and then they did the whole like super serious plot twist where you find out, oh, it's not Glenn. And then obviously they pull the super after plot twist again where they do kill Glenn. They kill two people. Anyway, so they probably thought the same thing.
That was fantastic. Fuck Glenn. Everyone was crying like, I quit watching the show. Then I was like, fuck you. Glenn was lame as shit.
I quit reading the comics when they killed
I can't
Glenn.
agree with
so,
you.
like,
I can't agree with you.
I'll tell you this. I liked the fact that they actually did a comic accurate death of Glenn, where they even zoomed in on his face and it looked the exact same as the comic book, which props to, the prosthetic, whatever they call it team. They did a great job. But this particular, I do think they took it very seriously, and they're like, all right, guys, this is it. This is the moment where everybody praises us for being the most amazing TV show ever. But just in case they don't, tell the journalists to get ready with the homophobic articles. And they're like, got it. We got it ready to go. No problem. And then they're running with it, especially with the Dina relationship. So I don't know, man. This is
they race swap
awkward.
Dina, right? Because in the game, Dina's like what, Persian or some shit. She's some kind of like Middle Eastern.
Which is an interesting choice, by the way. Interesting choice.
And they race swapped her to be Latina now.
They couldn't find a Persian woman.
Latinas, but still.
Could have cast Jana Banana, but nope.
They could have. But no, this is one of those things where they had this all ready to go, obviously. I'm almost positive these people, like we say it all the time, they talk to each other, they have little discords, and they talk about the stories they're going to run, and they all have it ready to go the moment some shit like this happens. And they've been dying for this. Like the journalists out there that cover shit like this, they don't care about the show, bro. They only care about what the show can do for them. And for them, and it's so funny because they accuse YouTubers of doing the same exact thing. Like, look at those rage baiters and those bullshit content creators getting all the views and the money, and I'm over here doing God's work. And it's like, bro, you guys are literally calling people homophobic again in 2025. Like, you're not doing anything fucking special. You've been doing this for what, 10, 15 years now? You're not. This is nothing special. But anyway, you guys can sound off about this.
It's so tiring, and I dare say it's so old-fashioned that everyone can see through it. Will's not here, but he made it a point to call out especially DEI as being so old-fashioned because it's so derivative now. We can see it coming a mile away. I never got into The Last of Us, and I'm glad I never did. I've recently found out that Bella Ramsey was not born a man, despite looking like a man. That was just chromosomal brain damage or something. The lady looks fine next to her. If that's a race swap, I'm not a fan of race swaps personally. Pedro Pascal, just get out of everything. You look like a modern day Steven Seagal. Hopefully, you don't end up like him.
I mean,
Is anybody tired of
they
seeing this
added
fucking
a
guy all
little
the time?
melanin, but subtracted Dina's giant fucking schnoz. So I mean,
Where's her nose?
Don't you think it's ironic that Neil Cuckman, with all of his super hyper representative characters that totally have realistic body proportions, he couldn't find a woman with a big ass enough nose to fill Dina's shoes, and he couldn't find a muscular enough woman to fill Abby's shoes?
The actress that plays Dina looked just like that. She got a big fucking nose, dog.
You know what's crazy? At the end of the day, this show goes to show that all of the criticism towards The Last of Us Part 2, all valid. All valid. Because guess what? An outsider group thinks that this show is trash. We were saying that, Abby is totally unrealistic as fuck, being a buff having a female's head on a buff ass dude's shoulders. Doesn't make any fucking sense at all in the post-apocalyptic world. I said this bitch had to be eating fucking tires to get her protein in. Right? I deliberately said this. This rarely and probably can't even happen in real life. At least not with testosterone. Okay, a bitch has to be on testosterone for this shit. So like this shit doesn't even happen in regular normal life unless you're on fucking testosterone and fucking horse steroids. All right. So the fact that thank you for proving us all right, because you guys look like fucking retards who made that game.
I just picture like Ben's pressing a cat tractor tire, like taking a huge rip out of it.
Every time she comes back down, it just goes
That's
back.
crazy.
That's
I
insane.
never heard that before. She had to be
this,
eating a lot. That was a big bitch. Oh, and she got like backdoored on a boat. Oh, that was crazy.
Stop, bro. Stop. No.
No,
All right.
by
no,
Neil
no.
Druckmann.
I will say, like all the problems with this show aside, the actress they cast for Abby is a good actress. I like her. She's been in a lot of good stuff. She's funny.
Should have
she's
been a better
cute.
Ellie.
It
True.
just
Yeah.
sucks that she's in this dog shit show.
Should have been a better Ellie. Like I would excuse.
I completely agree. She's
I
been
would
great at it.
excuse. Yeah, I would excuse like some of the acting if they would have actually cast people to look like the or who look like the characters that they're playing, they're portraying and whatnot. But
you
that's
tell me
not the
Bella
case at
Ramsey
all.
doesn't look like Ellie right here?
Yes, the fuck I am telling you she doesn't look like Ellie right here. What the hell?
It looks like if Ellie had been
me-
hit with a shovel, like little Nicky.
Oh my god, bro.
You telling me she don't look like a Down syndrome owl right here?
No, this is my
Did you just
first
say a Down
encounter.
syndrome owl? It's fucking.
Bro, yeah, you guys seen those fucking like AI images where they like put a baby's face on a human body? Like that's kind of what Bella Ramsey looks like a fucking infant.
True.
But like on a human body.
Did you see that going around? Someone edited Shane Gillis's face over.
Yeah.
My first encounter with this creature, and I instantly thought, this is a young man.
Do we put Dina on an FBI watch list in a post-apocalyptic world, or?
Yeah.
Well, the FBI doesn't exist, so no.
No, they're
In
calling
this
the fire
money.
FBI, fuck bitches indiscriminately.
Man, Dina been grooming her. That's all that happened. She was grooming.
That's crazy.
And ain't that crazy? She got pregnant by a dude, went to her current girlfriend, and was like,
Yeah, and they
"Oh,
just got like blasted for lack of better terms. Like it's fucking dumb.
You saying the
And
gay
shit-
couple in Transtown was grooming? No way.
Now the shit that pisses me off the most though is like just the egregious character flips in like the game itself that you have to go to in order to make shit make sense in this new game. Like Joel acting completely out of character, Tommy snitching on both of them, surrounded by people you don't fucking know. Tommy pussing out when it comes to getting revenge for his brother, and like Jesse's always been a bitch, but like Jesse nonetheless like not manning up and being the man of like the man of the father of his child. He's letting Ellie try to be the man of the child.
He didn't even get a chance because that nigga got popped.
Right, he got bopped.
Oh my God.
He got popped like so many and then the shit that pisses me off the most is that like don't do that.
Ew, dude. Oh my
Oh,
god.
she's like
She looks like one of the zombies.
Hypno, I'm
yeah,
gonna
she
find your
looks
address.
like a
I'm gonna kick your ass,
Chernobyl
bro.
variant.
What are you doing?
This shit is crazy.
So
That's
what's
awful.
gonna happen when The Last of Us remaster comes out? Are they gonna make it look more like
Retarded.
They gonna make it look like Bella Ramsey?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what, Cassie? That's a good
Precedent.
thought because they did that same shit with Spider-Man. With the
Yeah.
2018 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They changed his face because his voice didn't fit. Like, what the fuck you mean? No, you just wanted to get somebody that looked more like Tom Holland. What are you doing?
Oh my god. Oh, man.
That's fucking cold.
The internet is
Ramsey,
fucking
stop
crazy,
playing,
bro.
Oh,
Somebody
my
needs to turn off
God.
the internet for like 48 hours, bro.
Oh my god. That's beautiful.
And
Egg
the
of
hat
Ramsey
too
is
on top
crazy.
of it, bro. That's crazy. What the fuck?
The fucking hat kills me.
Bella
No, but
Dumpy.
you know what though? I'm like I said when I was on Movie Cynics channel, they were talking about it, and one of the things I said is I'm kind of glad because like I played the games, I was there during the whole debacle when it first happened. Obviously, I didn't have a channel at the time, but kind of wish I did.
You and me both.
This whole nonsense when it first went down, it's crazy because back then obviously things were a lot different in terms of communications and people, bro. I mean, the internet was on fire.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody like magazines were still around, obviously, and even the magazines were on. Like everybody was talking about Joel's death. Everybody, and it was rippling through the entire gaming industry. And they tried to say that we're assholes for it, we're bigots with whatever. And now we're here. in 2025, and you have people who don't play video games saying the exact same things that the gamers were saying back when this game first came out. And like Cassie said, all it does is just vindicate what we said so many years ago, that this is a bad creative decision. And even though this was just remade for television, the same story has been applied and the same reaction has been received. And you cannot blame gamers for this reaction, because now it's not gamers having this reaction. It just proves that whatever Neil Druckmann thought to do with this story was clearly a bad decision that people didn't resonate with. For the most part, a lot of people didn't resonate with it. It was a bad creative choice to do what he did to Joel. Not in the sense of just killing Joel, because you could have killed Joel. But the thing is, you essentially made Joel retarded in order to justify killing him, because he would have never gotten himself in the situation that you put him in.
Correct.
In the story, in order to make the plot move forward and to kill him as early as possible, so you can have an Abby, versus Ellie vengeance story going on, just for it to end with a kumbaya moment at the end. Anyway,
you can kill. Oh no. You could have killed Joel. I agree with that. But it's not just about making Joel retarded. It also undermines the ending of the previous game, where it goes out of its way to explain that what Joel did was correct. It goes out of its way to explain that they've killed multiple people before that were immune, never had a cure.
Correct.
Like, the whole point of the first game's ending was that Joel made the right decision. So in writing his death in the sequel, there's a way to have done it where, like, he is, even though he made the right decision, it still would put in. They made this whole as ambiguous. Well, it could have gone either way. There's two sides. No, the fuck, there's not. You're a hack writer. I think you stumbled into a good story by accident with the first one.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just
I would
him
agree
that
with that.
wrote it. I forgot her name. But,
yo, brace yourself, bro. Brace yourself. This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is
Oh my God.
This is unbelievable, bro.
Oh my God.
I have gone down the rabbit hole of,
I'm going to
Bella
hell.
Ramsey memes.
I'm
That
going to
was
hell.
a bad decision on my end, bro.
I'm going to fucking hell. I
That
know.
was
But,
a bad decision on my end. I can't do this.
You're not
shit,
going
bro.
to hell. Catholicism isn't real.
I can't.
Fair
I
enough.
can't, bro.
But it's one of the things, like, and to kind of addendum to the you can kill characters. I agree. You can kill off, love characters,
Holy
but
shit.
you got to do it in a way that
Must be
doesn't,
earned.
it doesn't disparage the characters just to prop up, the new generation. Look what they did to Luke.
Right.
Look at what they did to Batman and Suicide Squad. Now look at what they're doing to Joel. Like, for example, I'm forgetting what fucking Spider-Man comic it was. Like, even though I hated that, that's crazy. Even though I hated that Peter Parker died in the comic, he went out like a fucking G. He basically fought the entirety of Sinister Six by himself.
You're not Ultimate Spider-Man, the way he died right before Miles Morales took over. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He died. He fought the Sinister Six and then fought like Demon Goblin, basically defending his neighborhood, not like the city, just his neighborhood. So Aunt May was outside. Mary Jane was out there.
Aunt May in MJ's arms, smiling like a fucking hero.
Exactly. He died like a fucking hero. It's possible. Just because you don't want to prop up what came before doesn't mean that you don't that you shouldn't. That's what makes these things so great. That's why the passing of the torch, if you will, is so quintessential to the next generation, because you can't. That's crazy. You can't just bring in the new and then say, the old fucking sucks. It's time for some new shit. No, stop that. That's why your shit sucks now. And we've been telling y'all that shit for like decades, and y'all still don't listen.
They could have made Pedro Pascal Abby, and that explains, why she's buff.
They could have made him Jesse, and nothing would have changed.
These memes are crazy, bro. I can't. This is a bad rabbit hole to go down.
Right,
I want to see another one. I know you got another one. Let's see it.
He got him saved on his hard drive.
I definitely don't. Definitely don't.
Yes, I better go take off.
All right, Cassie, tell everybody what you're doing. You ready to know how it goes?
Brooke. Oh my God. No, that's crazy.
This was my favorite because of my video. I called her Mr. Potato Head's daughter. Like,
that's nuts.
Jesus.
That's fucking
nuts. Cass, sorry.
No worries. I'll get it out. you know, Cult Classic Cage, go subscribe to me there if you want to
Cult
follow
Classic
me
Cage.
and actually watch me be a menace in real time. Follow me on Twitter at Mario Kart and go subscribe to Gunnerfist, like 19 steps away from hitting 500. And with all being said, guys, I'm out. Much love, y'all.
Peace out, Cassie. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.
Not to be that guy, but I should dip out too. I have to make dinner and everything.
This motherfucker. Yeah, Wyatt. Tell everybody who you are, what you're doing.
I'm Wyatt's Metal. Thanks for having me back. This was awesome. This was a lot of fun. Come check me out on my channel. I do awesome metal shit and complain about things. A lot of the problems in gaming is occurring in metal too. And they're even like years behind now in terms of fucking woke and everything. I was telling my friend the other day, metal people are like the woke of 2016, largely.
That's true. That's
I've been reading the comments on your videos. Yes, the fuck they are.
Yeah, so
it's
check me out for fun metal content and check out my band, Dark Insanity, and that's it.
Wyatt, before you go, if I was ever gonna remake Men in Black, I would cast you and Atreus as Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. I feel like that would work real well.
I would do that film.
That's crazy.
Awesome. All right.
No, make it Peter so we can see how small he is on screen.
No. I mean, no offense, I think Atreus is more of an OG Will Smith than. I'm not gonna call Atreus. I'm not gonna compare Atreus to modern Will Smith, but like 90s Will Smith, I can see it.
The only thing good that could come out of that is me getting that flash. So when motherfuckers be like, "Oh, I got a boyfriend,"
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. Get this man out of here. Get him.
All right, hold on. We have a special guest.
Vera?
Yeah, we have a
That
special
homo
guest.
ass smash show up in the last 30 fucking minutes.
No,
just
it's
to read off
Vera
the
Dark.
super
It's
chat?
Vera Dark.
How did
Is it
you
very
know,
dark?
man? How did you know?
I fucking knew it.
Fucking guy out of here. He's
God.
What? I missed you guys. I'm sorry.
You got
Hold the phone. Smash.
He's in his
How the
Where the bitches at, man?
No,
It's
no,
supposed to
Smash.
be titties.
Answer
Where the fucking
this
titties
right
and the
fuck
bitches?
now. Atreus, shut your black mouth. Smash. Why is the camera quality on your phone better than what you use in your
Way
office?
better.
That's crazy. That fucking is, it is. Now that I'm thinking about
It looks great. I don't get it, but yeah, it does look pretty good.
It's
That's
because
weird.
the
My
phone
quality's
is set
about
on
the same, but
automatic
your
settings.
camera
That's why.
quality is better.
Probably.
This
The
guy
phone
in a
does the
Tesla.
work for you. That's why you
Silk
actually have to
shirt.
set
Oh
up
my
the camera.
no! You're not going to drive and stream. Atreus did
No. I'm getting a car wash right now. I'm getting a car wash.
Oh, it's
There's a
just-
new.
You
There's
gotta
a
be
new
careful
car
with
wash
that.
place.
Live streams are iffy with that. You gotta be careful.
Oh no, it's probably gonna like cut out while I go underneath the tunnel and everything. But no, I saw
If
you
this
were
was
talking
Twitch,
about.
They would be mad at you.
Oh, I'm sure they would. But I saw you were talking about The Last of Us, and I had to jump in because I was like, oh, I got a lot to say about this show.
Yeah, because this guy's a fucking show for this show. Bye. All right. Anyway, go get a car wash. So
Wait. I will go, but real quick. The show was fantastic. It was fantastic.
This bitch.
It was fantastic up until they got gay, and then it went downhill. Whoa!
That was like episode 2 or 3 of season 1. So
No. That was like we're exploring shit. Okay, it's funny, it's interesting, whatever. This is like full on gay now. It's like it's gone way too far. Like the take on me.
Wait, guys, what do you mean?
The take on me. No. But the take on me was actually that's good shit. Okay, I love the take on me.
You love watching Bill get his back blown out. Is that what you're saying?
No. Wait, what? No, I'm just saying that it was a very good show up until the last episode, and it's all downhill from here. That's all I'm saying.
You mean
That's all I'm
downhill?
saying. Like gay.
JDA was right about you. You're woke.
Holy shit.
No, I'm saying it's good. It's just too gay. That's all. Now. That's all.
I don't understand how these two women are now too gay, but Bill is literally getting destroyed, like booty hole gone, unrecognizable in the third episode.
Why would you recognize?
And that was good.
It was
Especially when it's a complete lie, by the way, like it didn't follow the source material at all.
Yeah, that episode was really out of left field. Yeah.
This whole show is
That-
out of left field.
It's
No,
not
no,
like-
no, 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 no.
Because again, it's not like it's optional in a video game.
I get it,
Like, you
Leon.
gotta-
I get
You
it.
got to sit there and
Thank
watch
you.
that shit.
I'm
You
just
gotta
saying that
sit there
one
and watch
episode.
those grown
There was
men on the bed.
there was one episode last year. One episode that was like super gay and not part of the show, and then the rest of it was fine. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Love you, Tesla.
Oh, thank you. Hold on, I'm getting a free air freshener. Thank you. It's a brand new car wash, and it's free. And they want to get people to use it, so I was like, sure. And they're like, you get a free air freshener. I was like, okay, I'll.
Hey, whoever
I'll use
gave
your
that,
car
if you
wash.
just gave it to a bigot. Did you know that? I don't know. Is your window open? No.
Yo,
Well,
why
no,
do
I
you
mean-
have no tint in your car, bro? There's no tint on your windows, dog. I can't deal.
Yeah, you're
Like,
so
you drive
white, bro.
around the-
Us
Yeah,
minorities, we got
Mine
5% tint on our car.
Mine is the complete opposite. My shit is illegal.
Yeah, I got the
this is
5%.
whatever the factory settings are. I don't change shit on the cars.
Hey,
Oh my god, bro.
it
Who is
doesn't
this?
look like a pride parade in your Tesla.
Look, I'm in the car
What's
wash
all
right
these
now.
colors?
Yeah, all of that is coming
happening.
from your car.
Us
I've
minorities,
never
see-
been to a car wash.
you don't
I'm
understand.
sure you
we
have.
we get pulled over, so we need tint. That's why.
Okay,
I see, I
police
see.
have come to arrest me.
That way the
What is
cops
Hey,
know.
Smash?
Hey, yo, I just want to let it be known why
Take
it just
you
left
off,
us to go and why it just left us to go cook, but it says that he just jumped on Red Dead Redemption.
Of course
Oh,
you did.
that fucker.
Smash,
man.
I'm removing you because it's making too much noise, the car wash. So I have to remove you.
Oh.
One more thing. All right.
Bye. Bye.
All right, there you go, fucking guy.
Fucking queer.
Anyway.
Fish
That was
bowl,
a
JT,
Cyborg
as
in the
they
chat
call
says that was a gay car wash.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. All right, man. Let's catch up on super chats. And then we will do our outros and stuff. Let's see
Bro,
what people are saying in the chat, man. We got a lot to go through. Anybody else got to leave before I go through super chats, or are we gonna
No,
man up today?
I can stay for another hour.
I mean, you know,
I'm here.
How unfortunate
I'll
for
be
Ryan.
here.
All right, let's go. We got
I'll make y'all look at
let's
these
see.
pretty legs.
I already read this one, read that one. Right here, we got Archangelus with a 5. Good evening. Sorry, been missing so many streams. Had so much going on in real life. My mom's roof crashed in. Damn. But here tonight, I'm ready for fun. Here we go. Bro, no worries. Take care of what you got to take care of. I'm here every day, and then we do this every Saturday, so no worries. Come hang out when you can. We got Deepa 101 with a 5 months. Ahoy, all. Somehow EA is a savior for gamers in 2025. Nintendo being asshats and Xbox joining the club. I'll stick to my old as hell PS2 and PC games. Bro, I've always been
Facts.
I've always been majority PC gamer, but damn, man, if I was a console person and I looked at the situation now,
Fucking cooked.
I would be like, yeah, I'm good. I might have to go over to PC at some point. We got Miles McDonald for a 6. I take offense. Y'all shocked by my name. I'm a real Ronald too. I don't know about that. David Elias with a 2, simping for Kitty at Cult Classic Cage. Cute.
Hey, yo.
Oh, I'm sure Cassie would love being called cute. She'd be upset about that. Mr. Melancholy with a 5. Nintendo could stick a cactus with hot sauce where the sun doesn't shine. Fuck them and their nasty lawyers. Sounds about right. Zelosi with a 5. Mega Man
all
was.
lawyers are nasty. I just want to throw it out there. All lawyers are nasty lawyers.
What about Ron Coleman?
He's nasty for that. Look, I like Ron Coleman. He's a nice guy, but I like Ron. But by the same token, lawyers,
Ron, let the
Ron,
record
if you
show
see
that
this,
Leon has
you're
been
the
busted.
best of a- No, Ron, if you see this,
Please
you're the best of
step
that
on
bunch.
this landmine.
And while I don't like lawyers, you're my favorite Jew.
Oh. Wait, so what about Master of the TDS?
He can be my.
Damn, that's cool,
I can
man,
rank the
mind you,
Jews. I can have a Jew
God
hierarchy.
This is crazy.
I love it.
Pelosi for a 5. Mega Man was always my hero, not that lame ass plumber. Mega
Leon
Man
West.
was badass, bro.
Somebody said Leon West.
Mega Man's one of our top 5 favorite franchises, video game franchises.
I have yet to boot up Mega Man Battle Network. I have them.
Bro,
on
Battle
Steam.
Network is so fucking good.
I love Battle Network, bro. Back in the day on the Game Boy Advance,
I
oh,
love those guys. I played the
fucking
shit out of those
amazing.
games.
Same. Mr. Melancholy would have to Nintendo 60% greedy executives, 30% lawyers, 10% developers.
Damn.
Pretty accurate. Maybe a little bit more on the greedy and lawyer side. Do 5% developers. Forgotten Vet with a $20 banger. The silent protagonist himself. Thank you, Forgotten Vet. I appreciate you. Adam Jubin with a 5 won't work. Just sue them for the clause of the class action. I guess. Listen, I'm sure somebody's gonna challenge this. I don't know who, but just like with the Joy-Con thing and all the nonsense with digital games, whether or not you own them or not, the reason why there's so many lawsuits out there is because people are challenging them. So it's only a matter of time that this might get challenged as well. You never know. It just takes the right person or the right group of people or the right lawyer. Who knows? Anti-Federalist Pain with a 10. Parent buys Switch and game for child. Child clicks I agree on EULA for game. Parent sues company for thing. The parent didn't click the EULA, and there is no way to prove they did. EULA nulled. That has happened before.
This guy, he got a bald eagle as a fucking picture, so I trust him.
With a gold chain
pretty
on.
badass.
Wait, is that a gold chain? No, it ain't. Never mind.
No, I think it's a blue coat, like Revolutionary War style.
Yeah. I think that's happened once or twice before. I can't state exactly, but I remember reading a story very similar to that. It may not have been a parent and child, just another situation, but I don't know. Jeremy Stafford with 6 months. Wait until a third party starts bricking systems to be shits, similar to ransom attacks. Well, all it takes is one good hack, right? Dash Attack for a 10. Nintendo is slowly bringing its classic catalog to Switch Online, but they are slow walking with several titles missing. GameCube will be locked behind Switch 2 and titles will be dripped. Well, so the reason why they're slow to do that is because the classics are part of their online service. So that is an incentive for you to subscribe. So why would they unload all of their games onto the service at one time when they can spread it out for many, many, many years and try to keep you subscribed for as long as possible?
Because
this is why
Sega
they...
did it better.
What happened?
Because Sega Channel did it better.
Well, I'm just saying this is why Nintendo gatekeeps this stuff and releases it slowly over time in order to try to incentivize you to stay with them for as long as possible. It's a fucking dirty trick, but I mean, it's capitalism. This is what they're going to do. You don't have to agree with it necessarily, but it is what they're going to do. And they're not the only ones who do that, by the way, because PlayStation does it too. They've been releasing their PS2 classics and their PS1 classics very slowly over time, updating their library with 3-4 games a month here and there, and just trying to keep you subscribed for as long as possible. Which is so funny, by the way, because you would think that the online play would be enough to keep people subscribed, because that's the entire point. They make you pay to play online, so you have to pay for your internet twice. But I guess they think, to avoid people going to, PCs, maybe they just want to offer that service little by little. I'm not really sure. That's the only thing I could come up with personally.
So shit like that, whether it be Nintendo, Sony, whatever, that doesn't bother me as much because I can't get mad at a company for doing what they can to make money when it's through an actual value proposition. It's the shady shit like the EULA stuff and the copyright stuff. All that to me is much more egregious than just drip feeding games to try and that's iPhone does the same fucking shit. Hey, we're gonna bring out this new iPhone, but then 6 months later we're gonna tease you with a fucking new one because we know we got you addicted. That's just companies being companies.
Sonkeys, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Sonkeys in the chat says different cost tiers, and yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. So they can use that to incentivize different cost tiers. Kato, what the fuck kind of sounds are you making, sir?
So Atreus and Kato do have something in common. They go, oh!
I've never heard of
that. That's not that. That is something totally different.
He makes that sound when he loses a fucking battle while playing a game. Leon.
I'm sorry, I got a Kanye song stuck in my head.
Hey, there is no Kanye. Don't dead name him. It is Ye now.
Anti-Federalists paying for 2 months. Wait until car companies start bricking cars for violating EULAs. This will become a major legal battle in the next 10 years. The thing about these electric cars, especially the electric cars, is that they essentially can stop you if at any moment. If they get any word from law enforcement and law enforcement says, hey, brick this car, they have the ability to brick your car. It could be during like a high speed chase. They won't just shut it off. They will slow you down until you get to a safe speed of usually 15 miles an hour or less, 10 miles an hour or less, and then they would just stop your car.
Yo, imagine Kata doing a car stream when he's getting chased by the cops, and last thing we all hear is "I'm so bricked right now," and then the stream just cuts.
Fucking this guy, bro. Yeah, General Motors does it. Like a lot of these car companies do it, man. There was actually a car chase. I remember the story of a car chase. I forgot what kind of car it is. Might have been a Camaro. I really don't know, but there was a car chase and they slowed that shit down to a halt. And then just shut the fucking car off, cut the ignition off. So they can do it.
Damn, we gotta build our own comic book companies.
Electric cars, but obviously electric cars, you're a lot more susceptible, compared to a fucking engine car. But in any case,
gotta make your own comic book companies, your own entertainment companies. Now we got to make our own fucking car companies now, so they don't just get switched off.
Yep. But thank you, Anti-Federalist Pain. We got Adam Juba with a 5. Check your Discord DM. It has the case that makes emulation legal. Okay, I'll check that out. Nissan 86 for a 10. This Nintendo BS will continue to happen and worsen until individuals obtain real digital rights. Fuck the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. It was the Patriot Act for entertainment. I would agree with that.
Fucking facts.
These corporations are all trying to move to digital. They have been for many years because they realize that we could be exploited there. They've realized this for a long time. And not just from a sinister standpoint, but also from a monetization standpoint as a corporation. They realize they can make a lot more money trying to force us into digital because they'll charge the same price for the game, regardless of whether it's physical or not, which immediately increases their profits because they didn't have to physically give you anything. They're just selling you a digital, code or whatever and access. But also from the simple fact of they could control what you own. That's really what it is. They can, because these corporations, they're not like Steam. All right. And Steam is completely different because people always bring up Steam every time we get into conversations about digital ownership and all this nonsense. They'll either bring up GOG and Steam. But at the end of the day, GOG, you do own your games, and Steam will go, or at least according to what they say anyway. You got to take them for their word, or we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully we never get there. But they said they will go the GOG route if they were to ever basically die as a company. Like whatever games you have purchased in your library will remain in your library accessible. So at this point, these other companies, though, they're not doing that. They're trying to give and take away games. You have these services like Game Pass, for example, PlayStation Plus. Yeah, you got video games coming in, but you also got video games going out. What happens if one of your favorite video games that you've ever played and you only ever play on Game Pass, it just leaves Game Pass? Then what? You got to buy the game, right? But you also just been paying. Go ahead.
No, it's Syria, how you say it says GOG, you don't own your games. No, I'm pretty sure GOG is the exception. You do. Like when you buy from GOG, don't you actually own the ISOs or whatever? That's what makes them different.
Yes.
You quite literally own your game if you buy it on
Yeah,
GOG.
that's why GOG separates themselves from the competition because you do own it, even though it's digital.
He's saying if you don't get the downloader, you could lose the game. That's what he's saying. I don't use GOG, so I
use GOG and I like them a lot, but the reason I use them is because I was under the impression I'm pretty sure that you do, like when you buy it, you are literally buying not the rights to play it or whatnot or the license, but you're actually buying the ISO itself.
Well, I suppose. Campchi for 189. At this point, this is the rise of PC or Steam. I don't know if I want to call it the rise of PC or Steam because PC and Steam have always been pretty damn consistent. I guess maybe because there definitely is more PC gamers than ever. As console gaming has gotten more and more expensive, the numbers prove it, right? Like PC gaming has pretty much tied console gaming in terms of overall value. Ironically, there is more money being made on PC for microtransactions than there is on console, which I find to be pretty funny. But then again, it makes sense because PC gaming, the games are always sold mega cheap, right? This is one of the benefits of PC gaming. So kind of makes sense why there would be that disparity. But the money's pretty damn close. Obviously, mobile gaming is destroying both of them by probably almost double. But PC gaming is starting to overtake. What happened?
That's because of Asia. Mobile gaming is so fucking massive in the East. Like, it is insane.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about how many customers you have in front of you, because for every extra customer you have, that's an extra opportunity to monetize. So when you have such a massive client base, and mobile gaming has the biggest client base because it's literally on everyone's phone, easy access. Like most of these games are being free to play, so they're getting 5, 6, 10 million downloads at the minimum. That's a lot of fucking customers, you know. And sure, not everybody pays, but enough of them do. If you get out of those 10 million customers, if you get 500 whales that are spending thousands upon thousands of dollars a month, which there's more than 500, but I'm just using super basic minimum math, you'll have enough to make your money back just from those whales. And then everybody else is just extra, which is why these games make such disgusting money, you know? So mobile gaming is just a whole nother beast, because these consoles that have a price point of entry, they're never going to reach the client base that mobile gaming can reach. It's impossible.
Dude, I used to, this is super fucking embarrassing to say, but I used to be addicted to this mobile game called Star Wars Galaxies of Heroes. It was basically like Raid Shadow Legends, but for Star Wars. And I would never pay for it. It's free, and then just like every other mobile game, you know, they monetize it the whole nine. And I would never pay for any of the monetization stuff. What I would do is I'd fill out these Google surveys that would give you like anywhere from 10 cents to $1 per survey.
Yep.
And I would just fill out those surveys, and I would just use the Google survey money to in turn like then buy the shit. So I was never using like my card or anything. I was able to like power level. I was obsessed with that game for fucking years.
And keep in mind, you don't even have to really technically buy anything, because if a game has in-game ads, then they just made money off of you from the in-game ad as well.
Yeah.
So there's just so many ways to monetize a mobile game. And like I said, you don't got to worry about systems, console wars, nothing, because you are on everybody's phone one way or another. So pretty crazy. Graph Web for a 2, for fuck's sakes. # cancel Disney Plus. Shout out to you, bro. Really quick, I want to give a special shout out because it just came in.
Okay, I was literally typing that. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, Mr. fucking Rouge, bro. Mr. Rouge decided to gift a 50 membership banger.
Fantastic.
Shout out to Mr. Rouge. I'm going to nuke the chat just for you.
You know what you haven't played in a while? Do you still have it? The Final Fantasy success music.
That one?
This one.
It's called Result 3. Right. Okay.
Yeah, Victory. Okay.
You know what's bad, Leon?
What's that?
I play this during every waifu battle. And you just
yeah,
asked me.
done SNH and ages. That used to be a staple.
You're like, I don't know if you have this anymore, but
no,
you know.
And
I play this on every
yeah, you're right.
battles.
No, you're right. Yeah, I don't watch the waifu battles. I'm way too tempted to spend money during.
Not only does he
confirmed.
Not only does he play it. Not only does he play it during the waifu battles, he plays it twice in a row.
Dude, no. I'm way too tempted to spend money during the waifu battles, and I get addicted to that shit.
Leon does not watch my content. Confirmed. Wow, this is. It be your own.
You know that's a goddamn lie.
It be your own. Mr. Rouge, thank you again, brother. I appreciate you. 50 memberships is fucking absolutely insane.
Hey, that is not cheap, bro. That's if you ever feeling generous, K to aka Kalotu Short, go.
You know what's crazy? So like during Smash JT's stream, fucking Mr. Rouge and like I don't know a bunch of other people, they would drop it like
True
50
North.
Yeah, True North was dropping like 50 membership bangers nonstop over and over and over and over and over. It was the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life.
I think it was yesterday.
I would have been all for it if that nigga would have said New Blackstreet. This nigga throws his own fucking channel on there.
I think it was Yeah, I think it was yesterday on Friday Night Smashcast. Smash managed to raise close to, I think it was yesterday or the day before. He managed to raise close to $4,000 US.
Yeah, it was over 4 easily.
Okay.
Shout out to Mr. Rouge again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's go back. We got, let's see. Back. We got a lot of super chats, bro. Right here. Song the Lich. ARS 100 says Leon is sweeping so hard that he's going to wear off the brand and then get sued for counterfeiting goods. That's crazy. But that's true. Oh, my God. Sir Paladin, Thunder Cake for a 2. I miss my N64 days, bro. Don't we all?
Dreamcast.
Don't we all?
Supremacy,
N64 was awesome.
N64 was pretty good.
Man, hey,
I
Pokemon Stadium.
miss Dreamcast, man. I was always saying like I know I think they're coming out with it's in the fighting collection, right? I think it got gifted to me. They're coming out with Power Stone.
Ooh,
and it's gonna have multiplayer
hell
in
yeah.
the fighting collection on Steam. I loved Power Stone. Power Stone was awesome.
Power Stone was great.
Add-on Jimmy with a 5. Nintendo had 23 or 24 patents blocked in the US. Try again, Leon.
I know this. That doesn't alter what I was saying whatsoever. It's still very common practice for corporations to be able to take advantage of the government. Like that the two aren't mutually exclusive.
James Opp with a 5. It will get challenged once there is a reason for it to get challenged. EULAs change all the time. They do. That's why we're here. Because they got challenged on the joysticks, and now they're putting it in the new
I thought
term.
he was about to say on the George Floyd.
What is wrong with him?
This
What
motherfucker, bro? How you get George Floyd from joysticks, bro? I don't even know, man.
To be fair, I am looking forward to Super Mario Can't Breathe edition. Like,
Hey, Atreus, do you like fish sticks?
You know what? At this point, man, it's fucking sheep. We're gonna run this shit, man. These people are misbehaving like crazy, bro. You can't trust can't trust these people. What's going on? What the fuck is happening, bro? They're throwing out names. They're throwing out people who got statues named after them. What's going on, bro?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
What are you saying? Fuck me for?
I only recently discovered South Park.
You gotta kick him.
like leave him kicked. Like,
you gotta kick him.
This is why super chats take so long, because it's just craziness. Anti-federalist pain. Would attend. It's called first sale doctrine. All that needs to be done is it needs to be enforced on digital content. It's already law, but corps pretend digital content is not a product. You know what I don't like?
Actual question, you guys might know the answer. Is it that they pretend it's not a product, or is it because since they're selling just the license and not a physical product, they can skirt the law with a loophole?
It's a skirt right now, but that's the thing. Like, digital laws have not caught up to physical laws. They just haven't.
And a simple way for them to catch up is to just copy paste everything that applies to the physical world. Applies to the digital world within the confines of, say, the United States, United Kingdom, along national borders.
Don't even put those two together in the same sentence like they're equals.
Okay, the United States, the People's Republic of China, and the Russian Federation.
Much better.
Yo, there's an AI summary that got sent to me. It's hilarious. The AI summary says, viewers are reacting to Mr. Rouge's announcement of a future battle between him and Leon. They are also discussing their favorite mobile games and how Leon impulsively says things without thinking.
Yes!
Damn. Can you send me that screenshot?
Shout out to Miss Sparkles for catching that screenshot. That is hilarious, bro. Holy
That's
shit.
fucking wild.
That's good stuff.
That's
how accurate is that? It's amazing.
Not
Really quick.
accurate at all.
Really quick, on this super chat, one of the things I don't like in modern day digital era is how companies, and they all do this, companies will, when they're selling you in-game currency, when you buy something from that store, and let's say they remove it, right? With the a perfect example would be the Dr. Disrespect skin that was in one of those video games. I forgot which one. They removed it, and I don't think it was Call of Duty. I think it was something else. Call of Duty was Nick Merckx, I think.
You're talking about Dead Drop.
Whatever, yeah. And after they removed the skin, instead of paying you back your money from taking away content from you, they paid you back an in-game currency that you bought, because they're saying, oh, you spent the money on the currency, you didn't spend the money on the product. The product was bought with the currency that you bought. So it's like that loophole that they that's why they do in-game currency. They do that so that they could keep your money if anything were to happen to the items that you're purchasing with that in-game money. It's a fucking
that actually happened to me with Pokemon Go back around the time it first launched. So yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's a really shitty thing that they do. But whatever. Anyway, Nissan for a 2. Corporations don't break the law; they buy the law. Well said. Daxadar, 15 months. Leon's argumentation makes my head hurt. Please pull up for his streams for a similar experience. Wait, so he
Yes.
insulted you and promoted you at the same time?
I'll take it. I love that. Yeah, pull up to my streams. I stream minimum 3 times a week.
Silver Bullet
Atreus
like
has
with a
to
5.
go.
Oh, you gotta go?
Yeah.
Where the
My
hell
bad, I
you
didn't
gotta
know.
go, nigga?
Well, you gotta go.
Sometimes you just gotta tell him because he doesn't read it. Just gotta tell him.
You want to do your outro?
Yeah. I'll do the outro. I don't know what that was.
I'm waiting for your outro.
Oh yeah. Subscribe.
Holy shit.
Subscribe. You know,
Holy shit.
Check out New Black Street on Mondays at 10 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Check out New Black Street on Fridays at 6 p.m. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I like to actually talk about the show that I'm joint with another creator on, as opposed to just promoting my own shit. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe.
Also, check out Atreus on Geeks and Games. I'm sorry. Also, check out Atreus on Side Scroll. Oh, wait. No, that's also a game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's, you know what, Ryan? That's a good point. I mean, not that I be on niggas, you know what I'm saying, trying to get on everybody's show.
You be on who?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Not that I be on trying to get on everybody else's show, but this nigga be like, oh yeah, I'll come on your show. Nigga, and ain't no New Black Street, ain't no nothing in that motherfucker. Huh?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You know, I can't wait until we say Kada and Atreus' New Black Street instead of Atreus and Kada.
God, Atreus, if you think I'm annoying now, if we haven't met in real life, oh, I'm a troll, bro. It's bad.
Oh yeah, I'm a troll too. You know what I'm saying?
It's bad, bro. It's bad.
All right. Well, I mean, you guys have a good night. I gotta go and find me some sleep.
Catch you later, Trace. Good job on your video
yeah.
today, man. Like, in all seriousness,
Thanks,
good job on your
appreciate
video today, brother.
That's what I'm talking about. Put out another video tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Then another one on Monday. All right. That shit rolling. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all ain't subscribed to New Black Street, nigga, go subscribe.
Oh no,
to
don't
New
do it
Black
now.
Street.
Don't do it now.
Oh, shit.
All right, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Fucking
Thank God.
Trace. You gotta love that Nigerian prince.
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
Hey, relax. Not on wrong stream.
NHH.
Silver Bullet like it. Jesus, I'm trying to get to the super chats, man. Silver Bullet like it with a 5. Atreus must be our dad. He left to get a pack of cigs and never came back. What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Felipe Flop.
No.
That joke flopped.
I'm so glad I couldn't hear that.
That joke flopped. DJ with a $100 Red Boy Mega Bang.
Nah, DJ, dispute the charge on your bank. I'm just gonna go back to editing my video.
Bro, you know how like when a lie is told so much, you start to believe it? Like in my head, I'm starting to think of Kada as an actual midget because I keep seeing this clip.
You seen me in person. That's the craziest part.
I know.
You seen me.
Call Nintendo, Kada. Get your revenge.
It's gonna become lore, man, at some point. Like it's gonna become true. St. Hugo with a 5 came in later, but there was a count of panel members who actually finished Dustborn yet. You know what's crazy, bro? So Atreus tries to call himself a gamer. I'm not even gonna bother with Kada. This man hasn't even finished the first Berserker. And the only other person on this panel that finished Dustborn is fucking Ryan Roger Athe. How does Ryan Roger Athe have more balls than Atreus? That's crazy.
Are the only games he can legally play in the UK without it being considered a hate crime.
Okay, so 6 streams at 2 hours is 12 hours and a 5-hour, nearly 5-hour marathon stream. So that takes it about 16, 17 hours.
Nobody's
wild,
ever
man.
asked me to play it, and I'm not gonna play that on my own accord. Hell no. I don't think so.
Sounds weak. Mr. Melancholy with a 5.
100%.
Smooth brain Nintendo fanboys challenging their inner Pokemon. If you're a broke boy, just say so. That sounds like Leon, actually. Dash Attack with a 5. I'm with Atreus. Gen 4 and Gen 2 are the best Pokemon games.
Okay, look, I'll give a hot take, and this is gonna be the thing that's all night is gonna get me canceled.
no.
Gen 2 fucking sucks. Of the original 4 generations, Gen 2 fucking is the worst.
That might have to be a permanent removal. The chat is angry. Look at the chat.
That was blasphemy.
I'm not that
was-
lucky.
Listen, I haven't played Pokemon in a long time. Even I know that's blasphemy.
I'm seeing it. Look, Leon is the worst. L take. Cancel him.
That's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy. Wow. Mr. Melancholy with a 2. Diamond, Pearl, Black, and White are awesome. Shout out.
I agree.
You know, I still don't have the Black and White manga because the Black and White manga was in 3 box sets, and I think it's out of print, or they like stopped it for whatever reason.
I think it's
to get one box set of like, I don't know, 6 books, 7 books, something like that. They're reselling it on Amazon for like $400 a pop.
God
damn.
You can suck the back of my nuts with that shit.
And there's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. So you're talking like $1,200 for the entire set of Black and White. And I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, that shit's got
I'm good.
a job if that's the case. That said, do you know they're also doing a Pokemon Adventure Scarlet and Violet right now?
Are they?
Yeah. That shit's been advertising across my Twitter.
Nice. I saw the recent announcement of the Dragon Ball 40th anniversary edition, but it's Japanese only. Where they're having
I still want it so bad.
They're having, I think, 40 different Japanese artists. Like they got the Tokyo Ghoul artists, they got all these guys, and they're making
They got the Yu-Gi-Oh artists. They got the dude that did Rurouni Kenshin.
They got special covers. Each one has a cover that was drawn by one of those artists, but it's Japanese only right now. So
I'll buy it. I don't give a fuck.
Dude,
Hold on.
I
don't need to understand a fucking language to know that the shit looks good. What the hell? What am I doing?
Yeah, no.
Not only that, man, I've read Dragon Ball so many times. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's Japanese. I was just, frankly, it'll teach me Japanese. Like, oh, I know what they said in English. Just translate this shit. Like,
I'm about to get a VPN and go to Japan for like 40 minutes.
Levistra with a 5. Ladies, please. Pokemon Gold, Silver was peak. Everything after was crap. Fight me. Also, no cake or milk. Did you bring Kool-Aid, Cass?
That's
You really
crazy.
think Cass drink Kool-Aid, man? Come on.
That's fucking insane. She drinks
She
drinks Tapatio.
Oh, I was about to read this so wrong, bro. I don't know why.
You was about to say BBW?
Nah, I was good. No, the name. I was about to read his name so wrong.
Artist Jacques,
I don't
man.
know why. I thought he put aristocratic Draquise, and I'm like, what the fuck is an aristocratic?
Bro, that's
Draquise?
like 18 more letters. What the hell?
I know. My brain farted for a second, but it's artist Jacquees for $199. Get out of here. Black and White was ugly as crap.
agreed.
Damn,
Yeah,
man.
Black and White had this HBO filter over it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna sit here and dispute the way it looked at all. But I mean, I didn't show up for the way it looked. I showed up for I knew what the fuck I was getting into. It's a Pokemon game. I just want more Pokemon game. They took more away and gave us less and charged us more. This shit it's egregious.
I mean, you were correct about that. I agree.
Archangelus for 2. Let's be real. Nintendo fears competition. I agree.
Of course they do.
I agree. Because, and again, you would fear something that you didn't have to deal with for over 20 years, I'm sure.
Exactly. That's because Nintendo didn't have competition for so long, bro. Power World put the fear of God in them motherfuckers.
Right. And again, it's not like Power World was just mildly successful. We're talking record-setting, like record-setting. The whole world saw it, kind of successful. That's it's basically like, imagine you live in a very nosy neighborhood, and everybody knows that you are rivaling someone across the street, and your neighbor goes to your backyard and takes a massive shit in it, and then walks away.
McCoys of video games.
And walks away, and then the entire neighborhood praises him for taking a massive shit in your yard, but then you can't even get mad because you left your yard open. You left the gate open. Like that's because you were basically too complacent. You felt too safe, and then a neighbor came in and reminded you. You know, Kyle Barrow would have too. Why is Atreus out of sewer booty more important than SNH? What the fuck?
Yeah, I've been seeing a few posts from Atreus about him partying in the club with all the blacks. So yeah, it was in response.
Say it like that.
That's
In
crazy.
the
It was
club.
in in the club in response to like that disgusting woman who I won't even mention her name.
I'm not gonna lie. Just like I would pay you to go to FatCon, I would pay to see Ryan live stream from like a club, like where he actually has to interact
Dude,
with
I
women.
would pay Ryan to go to Fat Camp.
I would pay Ryan to go to a strip club.
I would pay Leon to go to a sea camp.
No, I'm thinking more of like a blurred con.
That could probably work.
Concentration.
Hey, send Ryan. Hey, send Ryan to DreamCon, dude.
See, and the reason I say a blurred con, not a club, because a club is like that's expected. Like all you got to do is step on a motherfucking Nikes, and it's over like that. But you go to blurred con, all them niggas is racist. They all hate white people, so it'd be perfect.
So you
Wait, is blurred con a real thing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, yes.
Yo, send me the deets. I might need to
There's
make a live stream.
BlurredCon, you got DreamCon, you got there's another one too that's popping up too. There's a bunch of those.
I don't want to go to hell, Sheep City.
Same.
Gray the Merchant with a 5. Warner Bros. We hold the Nemesis system. NTDO, hold my wine plem. Crapcom, we are remastering and censoring. Aw, indies for the win. Bro, I'm telling you, indie games and AA games have never looked so good as they did last year and this year.
True.
It looks really good. There's a lot of good ones that are coming out. John Winslow for it too. New Pokemon shows art style is crap. OG style is best. Yeah, I saw that. It looks weird. Bounty Wolf with a 5. I bought it on Steam day one and did not know until today. And Crapcom is still one of the only ones that give me what I want and still piss me off.
Hey, as I always say, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
Cyber Rider, $4.99. Big companies hating on us fit big cleavage women is BS. Did you hear that, Kata? Cyber Rider is fit and has massive tits.
Hey,
Cyber Rider, that was Kata's way of saying to hit him
I was
up.
about to say, can you just get to the next super at this point, bro?
I had to put some like emphasis on the massive tits part, so that way Kata can
Bro, his daughter's picking his jaw up on the floor.
I'm trying to.
You can start
some
gooning.
research. Hold on.
Anti-Federalist Pain, what a 5. We accepted the censorship in Oblivion, push hard enough, long enough, and the opposition gives up. That is where we are. Our side is giving up.
Leon, your response?
But it also depends on, I would imagine, the overall scope of it too. Because like I said, my thing is, I look at something like that with Capcom, and I see one thing, and I'm like, all right, that's fucking dumb, but it's not like the end all be all, right? But then you start wondering, okay, that's one thing. What else is in there, right? Because with Capcom, there's always more. There is always more. Like, don't think it's just one thing. It's always more. It starts at one, and then you realize, oh shit. Like, I'm telling you, what they did with Dead Rising, that was probably one of the most egregious forms of censorship that I've ever seen in my life. And it was so obviously ideologically driven. Because they're like, we don't want to be offensive to Asians with our stereotypes, so we want to be instead offensive to white people because that's like we'll replace the Asian guy with a white guy because clearly you can't be offensive to white people. That's the ideology they had.
Dude, when I made my video on that, I had people in my comments. I shit you not, I got this comment multiple times. They're trying to be less offensive to the Chinese because the Japanese and the Chinese get along now. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, look at Kata in the chat, man. Kata's like waiting for my feet pics. Bro, the girl just said she has a massive titties, and you're asking to see feet. Bro, you are terrible.
Yo, Kata, you were watching wrestling earlier. I bet you're a fan of the heel.
Can we get him off the stream?
I fucking get it. Jesus.
Just for like 5 seconds. Just let him sit in the back and think about what he just said.
Oh my god.
Let him think about what he just said.
Fucking guy. Kata, not Kata. Levistra with a 5. Atreus, I'll sub to your channel if he's not sub, damn. If you promise never to have a bad take on SNH again, you might as well not sub. Yes,
Yeah.
that means you smile and not speak, apparently. Holy shit.
God damn.
Fine by me.
Eric Jenkins with a 199 sus update K to 1, Muddy Waters 2, T Monkey 1.
Who the fuck
T
is
Monkey for the win.
I have no idea. Sir,
Monkey, Sheep, you're T Monkey, right?
gotta
I'm
stop
T
correcting it.
Monkey.
What the hell?
Why are you T Monkey?
Because he called me that during the Dustborn Marathon. He said, "Sup, T Monkey."
Sir Paladin with a
British
5. Am I the only one that likes Scarlet and Violet? K, wood chipper.
Yeah. Wood chipper.
Miss Lunatic with a 189. At least it's not Middle East censorship.
No, Middle East censorship is the best because it fucking censors homos.
Fucking guy. Duct Tape Lady with a 2. Oh my god, Ryan survived dust porn. Green heart
Marathon.
emoji. I'm honestly surprised you finished it, man. I have a lot more respect for you now as a gamer.
It was supposed to be 3 shows, 2 hours each, but we hit donation goal 3 times in a row. 3 shows in a row, so I decided to do it. And we did very well on the marathon show. Thanks to Raid, Hater.
There you go. Mr. Melancholy with a 5. What we can enjoy is now dictated by bloated Karens who are taking their insecurities out on fictional characters instead of worrying about themselves.
Yeah.
There you go. Dash Attack with a 5. What makes Capcom worse than Capcom when it comes to censorship is consistency in what they censor. And he meant to say worse than Square.
Oh.
True. True. Kyle Barrow with 6 months. The left has done what the right couldn't never do. Censor the female form. Zealots have tried for years. I remember when the left was against censorship.
I do too.
I
So do I, buddy. So do I.
It's amazing how
The
things form
paradigm
over the
has
years.
shifted.
John Q Ghost with 10 memberships. Shout out to John Q Ghost. Fucking legend. I appreciate you, man. Silver Bullet Lycan with a 5. I personally think Square Enix is worse when it comes to wokeness. How do cows stay up to date? They read the Moose paper.
So, joke aside, Square Enix is worse about wokeness when it comes to new releases. Square Enix doesn't do as much remasters and shit, so Capcom is worse about censoring old shit. I think they're like I think that's a fair comparison.
I think we could go with that because it is fairly true, right? Like some of Square Enix's remasters have been all right for the most part. Like a lot of people like
Final Fantasy VIII. That bullshit.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VIII, HD2 remake for Dragon Quest as well.
You know,
People
they're
like
gonna fuck up
even though
FF9
that had some
too.
censorship in it too. But you know, it all just depends. But Capcom is definitely more egregious with it. If you're changing someone's literal fucking race, like completely, it's one thing you censor an outfit and stuff. You're changing someone's entire race, bro, because you think it's somehow offensive to Asians, but you got no problem offending white people. It's like, wow, that is interesting. So white people are allowed to be psychopathic serial killers, but not Asian men. Okay.
Well, so I was replaying last night the Spyro Reignited trilogy just because I had a hankering to play Spyro game, right? And I was reading through the Steam updates and shit like that before I launched the game. And one of them was like, here's a list of all the censorship in the Spyro Reignited trilogy. And several of it were like enemies that held guns in the original PS1 games now have like slingshots or paintball guns or whatever in the remakes. I'm like, shit, I didn't even notice that. You're right. But that one probably is actually an ESRB thing. Like they could have these enemies have guns in the 90s and now they can't. That's different than like changing fucking races and stuff.
So crazy. Rolando, 6 months. Oh, Jill is a different character from the original game, almost like they did with Amy in the remade Sonic game. But that's fine, right, Leon?
Well, yeah, it is fine because Amy went through chronological character development. They went back and retroactively changed Jill in prior canon and then kept her and then expect you to believe she's the same character in chronological order later. So it actually is different, yes.
It is very
That's
different.
just Leon wanted to say he's a Sonic show, but he didn't know how else to say it. So. Dead Star with a 5. Dead Star says he is a white guy playing as a red cat, fighting 2 black bandits in Oblivion Remastered. Who cancels me first, by the way? Hypnotic sucks his video games. Listen, with all due respect, I think the last couple of streams in First Berserker have proven that I indeed do not suck at video games.
I'm still
All right.
waiting, dude. We gotta get that Mike Hollow fight going. We gotta do that straight up tournament bracket all day stream thing between all of us and you and Mike Hollow with the fucking title
I
card.
want to make Tuesday night fight night a thing. I don't know how. He will literally be the first one I invite. Like when
Dude,
I
think, dude, like even if it's just a one-off, like one day, whole day tournament stream thing. Oh, bro, I think it would
In all
be so.
seriousness, I really do
fun.
suck at fighting games. The only thing is I learn very fast. So like if I were to really sit down and try to practice, I could, because I have really fast reflexes. So that's the only plus to that. I used to be
Well, a
so
lot
much
of people
better
don't
at
realize
fighting
that in
games.
fighting games, you actually gotta spend time in the fucking training room. If you're not in the training room, you ain't gonna get good.
There was times where I would spend hours literally just in a training room beating up a fucking NPC practicing combos, but
yeah,
I just don't do that anymore. Grateful Gamer with a 2. Zombies in Resident Evil 5 have the vitiligo virus. Hypnodomus. Telling you, man.
I mean, it was either vitiligo or they were ashy. One of the two.
You gotta admit, it would be the funniest thing we would see in modern times for a while. Like if they actually race swapped all the zombies in Resident Evil 5, I think that would just be incredible.
That'd be hilarious.
I hope they do it. And they have to like make them glistening white too. Like they can't be a speck of black. Like you can't even think you're in Africa unless they actually tell you in the story, which they do. But you know what I'm saying? Like you got to look at the NPCs and have full confidence that what you're doing is morally just because they're white. You know, I don't want any kind of blackness whatsoever. Nadester with 3 months. I agree with Kata. Buy a Steam Deck and buy great indie games. Expedition 33 is my game of the year. Also, which ending did you guys get in it if you beat it? I mean, we're not going to talk spoilers because I know a lot of people in here.
Someone clip. I said to him, someone clip. I don't need any blackness whatsoever.
Yep. Go on. Cancel fucking Hypno for an out of context clip.
Let's not
Go
talk
on.
about the ending of Expedition.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife is still listening, so she doesn't want spoilers more than likely.
Yeah, I don't want spoilers.
still in
I'm right at the end, by the way. I've been holding it off for like the last few days because I just don't.
I'll be
wanna
getting
finish
it when I buy my updated PC later this month. So I haven't even.
Well, to
gotten
answer
play
your
it.
question, Nate, sir, for all intents and purposes, I got what I believe is referred to as the real ending versus the not real ending. So, because there's multiple endings in the game, so that's the one that I got. Mr. Melancholy with a 5. Subvert expectations is a cheap shield for lazy writing by Ryan Runehead Johnson, Neil Suckman, and other hacks.
Suckman.
I mean, there is a way to properly subvert expectations. It just has to be within character. With it, like when Spider-Man gives up being Spider-Man, Spider-Man no more. Like that subverted expectations. But that's a good way to do it.
Hey, Expedition 33 is a great example. I thought I knew where the story was going, had no fucking idea. So like, yeah, I like that stuff. If you do it right.
True. Right. Silver Bullet. Well, to be fair, it also subverts your expectations like 10 times anyway. Silver Bullet like it with a 5. I know nothing of The Last of Us. The actress that plays the girl on the left looks like someone that's related to Ryan. Sorry, Ryan.
That's
Ouch.
crazy.
Damn, Ryan, you're getting name dropped in this shit. What's going on?
Thank you for your donation.
Miss Lunatic for $1.99. Heretic Prophet gonna suck even worse than The Last of Us 2.
Oh boy, can't wait for that one. Oh, grip on
That
that.
game is definitely going to be loud on the internet. Let's just say that.
Druckmann needs to be blacklisted at this point, man.
You're gonna have all of the journalists going way overboard to do damage control. And you know what's crazy? It's always the same cycle. It's always this game's a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And then after that, about a week or two later, it's, well, actually, there are some things wrong with it. And then after that, a couple weeks later, well, actually, the game's not that great. And we, players are resonating with that sentiment. It's basically like the middle ground. And then after that, it's, well, actually, the game's pretty bad. And, but at least the studio's fine and everything's good. And then after that, it's, well, actually, the studio is experiencing layoffs, but it's not closing down, and they're moving resources elsewhere. And then after that, it's, well, actually, the studio closed down, and the game wasn't good, and we just want you to forget about it.
Dude, you know what I saw today? Dude, no, fuck journalists. I'm gonna bitch for a moment. Fuck journalists. Because guess what I saw today? I saw not one, but 2 hate articles on the Netflix fucking Devil May Cry show. Oh, but when it debuted and when someone was critiquing post 9/11 America, it was the greatest adaptation of all time. They really took Devil May Cry in a new, fresh direction. Fuck you. Now it's been a month and I was hating on the show the day it fucking dropped because I watched it and it was ass. Now that it's been a month, you can talk about how shit is. Go fuck yourselves.
That's how it starts.
That's
I'm telling
standard
you.
of journalism right there.
I literally just had to deal with that today on Twitter with the hidden one on YouTube, who's a Assassin's Creed YouTuber. He started talking about the complaints about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear that shit. We were saying that when the game dropped, and you were over here trying to praise it like it was the best thing since a piece of ass that came out the shower. No, I'm not trying to hear that, man. Get that out of here, bro.
That's like when people. That's like when people say that the second generation was the worst generation. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
Get out of here with that bullshit,
that, dude. That's
now. I do want to clarify a little bit, Sheep. When it comes to the Pokemon themselves, I love the Pokemon. I just did not care for like the layout of the world, for the gyms weren't memorable, the towns weren't memorable. I love the Pokemon themselves.
Oh, that's insane. I actually remember every single gym, town, and song.
Wow. All right. Fair enough.
Like, stop playing, bro. Like, that was actually one of my favorites. I'll give him that.
Damn. He says Sus Counter Kata 1, Muddy Waters 2, T Monkey 1, Void Monkey 1. Well, I'm definitely Void Monkey, so there you go. Adam Juman with a 2. Abby looks like a Kentucky girl. Damn.
No, I take offense to
calling
that.
out a whole state.
I know a few of them.
Grateful Gamer with a 2. Intergalactic, the hairless non-profit by Salty Dog.
That's crazy.
Sounds more accurate. Anti-Federalist Pain with a 2. Thunberg is too old. New Downs Girl is who we're going to exploit. Makes sense. Denarier with a 5. Being called a phobic gay again, so original. So I still stand by what I said. I'd rather choke on a silicone dildo than watch the show or play the game.
That's the super chat.
Kind of makes you more gay, buddy, if you ask me. But okay, that's fine.
Oh, Denarier is super gay. You didn't know that?
Oh well, makes sense.
He's a gay that's called out by other gays for hate. He's kind of like a self-hating black, but for gay people. You should recognize that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Nope.
And Uncle Twink.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's the funniest thing you may have ever said.
I was gonna say instead of goon, but goon already exists in like a whole nother connotation.
Ryan pulled a whole ass. Ryan legit just pulled a whole ass Gordon Ramsay with that one. Like I respect that.
That was
good.
The High Priest Cult of McDuggins, Gaming Mason for a 2. McDuggins demands penance. R.I.P. McDuggins. Adam Juma with a 2. So Abby is Kevin James. Holy shit.
The chill guy.
Archangelus with a 2. This is what the internet is for. Laughing too hard. I agree. Grateful Gamer with a 5. That gay focused episode was all according to plan for Netflix. I bet that episode was mandatory for the show to even get greenlit. Just a theory.
Well, it was on HBO.
Maybe.
I mean, except it was on HBO.
Maybe.
Oh.
Mr. Melancholy with a 2. My cousin's a lawyer. Oh shit.
Sorry,
Gamchi 189. I mean mods and less censorship. Also, the
hentai.
Okay. Mr. Rouge for a 2. Evening, ladies and gents. Bro, this guy drops a 50 membership banger and then he just says hi right after. It's kind of wild.
With a fucking Canadian too. You love to fucking see it. Like, he's
hilarious. Shout out to Mr.
of
Rouge,
super
bro.
chats up in here.
Bro,
fucking crazy, man. Dropping a
50
just casually
memberships
dropping
and
a
then
50 banger.
50 fucking memberships and then just tosses you like 14 cents. It's like, what's going on, guys?
That's funny. Camchi with one. They should. You know what they should do? With a 50 membership banger like that, they should add the ability to add text to it. But I know they don't want to because it's going to take away money from them because they want people to super chat after. But I'm just saying, man, if somebody does a 50 membership banger, that should be a tier that allows you to at least add a message like, hey, thanks for everything or something. I don't know. Fucking
yeah. No, I completely.
You should be able to add something. Camchi 189 in fam services like Nikki and Zenless Zone 0. Facts. Raging D-Head with a 2. New Blackstreet FatCon 2026.
Dude,
Nope.
I want it. I want to see it.
Nope.
Wait, what? Mr. Rouge for a 5. YouTube just banned me for a week, but the sky is the limit if you send money behind a VPN.
How the fuck did he get banned?
So is that maybe he's American and he's sending shit Canadian to fuck? Oh, that'd be so good if that's true.
No. He's always been Canadian.
Always,
but
been
he's
Canadian.
he's using a
Oh,
VPN.
that's
to
why.
avoid-
That's why the profile's different. Then that would explain the profile change, the different
That's
name.
crazy.
Oh, okay.
That's because you dropped like I don't know 150 memberships at Smash's fucking stream. That's why. That's why
Well,
you got
yeah, there
banned.
is accounts can be deemed suspicious because money laundering is an issue on YouTube. It's not really talked about. So yeah, suspicious accounts that suspicious in air quotes that donate a lot are targeted with suppression, man, because YouTube does have kind of a money laundering problem.
Did you hear about the conspiracy? Conspiracy of women being trafficked through YouTube live streams.
What?
I mean, you say conspiracy like this, and I was like, I don't even think there's need for the finger quotes. Like, yeah, I bet that's happening.
Where like they'll put a woman on a live stream, and she's just like I don't know eating or something, and magically she's just getting thousands upon thousands like bidding basically bids.
So it's like
an auction,
YouTube
like an
taken.
auction.
Not bids, like the super chats don't come in saying I'm bidding to steal the
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
they're stealthier. They're stealthier than that. They'll send some shit like, "What's your favorite Skittles for $1,000?"
Yeah,
like,
there's
okay.
also like there's a conspiracy about I think it's either Wayfair or I don't know. It's some like online furniture. I don't remember which one
Wayfair.
exactly.
Wayfair, yeah.
There's
it's Wayfair.
one where it's like they have random furniture that when you look at it, it spells out like the name of women or something like that. And
no, the
it is-
SKUs for the furniture all
Yeah.
match
Right.
up with the case files of missing children.
Right. And it's also like the furniture is just ridiculously fucking expensive for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, it's some
And-
fucking ghoulish shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
stick two and two
there's
together,
been
man.
Tons of people that tried to debunk that, but it's always like CNN and people that are like in bed with Epstein that are debunking it. Like, I don't know if I trust your debunking. Like,
Damn.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy shit, man. Pretty crazy shit. But in any case, shout out to Mr. Rouge. I'm sorry you banned, bro. You should have dropped some 50 bangers here and not at Smash. No, I'm just kidding. Smash needs the money. Sort of. Not really.
He's got a
EB.
test.
if anyone needs the money, it's the boy that just got his fucking tooth pulled. Just saying, that shit's expensive.
I mean, if anybody needs the money, it's the guy who actually finished first Berserker. Unlike Smash, never plays games. JT. All right, I'm just saying. But it's okay. We love JT anyway. He just can't parry unless he's using his face.
No,
but that doesn't
he
work.
face parries. He face parries. It's all good.
It doesn't work though. He keeps dying. EB with a 2 says bye, and you get the point.
It's good to know that you're a Backstreet Boys fan.
Isn't it crazy, bro? Smash JT gives me 5 memberships after he got like 50/50s. Like he got 50/50 memberships or something like that. And he's like, you know what? For the spick, I'll give you 5. I'll give you a little 5. That's fine. Take this, and maybe I'll give you 5 more if you mow my lawn. Maybe. I don't know.
That's
We'll see.
crazy.
Maybe if I'm feeling up to it, Crazy shit.
Yeah, I saw you mow my lawn, but you didn't weed eat. So sorry, you only get one. You want one membership now.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you, Smash, for the 5 memberships. I appreciate you. Eric Jenkins, $4.99 sus counter. Muddy Waters 3, Kata 1, The Void 1, and T Monkey 1. Bro, whoever Muddy Waters is doing really bad.
That's Atreus.
Oh, okay.
Because of the story where he told us a story about how he tried anal and a girl shit on him.
What the hell? Come on now.
Come on. Why would you tell?
I wanted to give context as to why they called him Muddy Waters.
Sometimes context is not necessary. We could just go with Muddy Waters.
I'm now telling that to everyone I know.
That's why they call him Muddy Waters, man.
Context, say DM me, but like, you just blast this shit out in front of like what?
No. She blasted the shit out. She blasted the shit out.
Oh my god!
I was a
Atreus
lot
has
happier when we
embarrassed
were,
himself.
man.
So
I was a
much.
lot happier when we were talking about Cyber's tits. Now we're talking about shit on dicks. Like, come on, bro. What's wrong with you guys?
Just doing anal at all is gay.
And then, ironically, fucking Smash JT gives a shit super sticker right before that. Of course.
What
A
are the
poop
odds?
emoji, super sticker.
Piranha pout. I am eating, you nasty motherfuckers.
UF Omega for 3 months says Kata, make Dustborn a donation goal or forever be lower than the likes of Ryan, Roger, Athe.
Don't do that. Don't do
I mean,
that.
it's
Y'all know
pretty
how I
bad, bro.
get. Y'all know exactly how I get. Don't do it.
And just in time with a 5 new Nintendo Pokemon titles from Nintendo with Love, Pokemon Double Penetration, Pokemon BBC takes place in the UK, so calm down, pervs. Pokemon USA, Dougie style.
Oh, see, you said Pokemon BBC. I thought that was like JDA is making a Pokemon game.
Pretty close, I would imagine. Mr. Rouge for a 5. I want to pay respect to the little birdie. RIP being blind. That little birdie's chirps was so soothing to me. Respect to you, Leon. Shout out to you, bro.
I don't know if you're actually blind, so in case you couldn't see it, I was giving you the prayer hand things, as in like thank you so
plot
much. I
twist,
appreciate it.
take his first name and reverse it.
It says blindness.
Oh shit! You actually okay? Well, yeah, man, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Truthfully, thank you. It means the world.
Shout
to
out
me.
Matt
You can't
Murdock,
see
man.
it, but his ashes are now behind me in every video, so he'll still be here for every video.
Let's get some
Ever
Hondo
call that
emojis
man
in the
Matt
chat, boys.
Murdock?
Yeah, shout out
Hondo
to Matt
emoji.
Murdock.
Yeah, ever since Mr. Rouge gave me that donation, I've made it, particular because we do have blind audience members. The deaf people, you can go fuck yourselves. I'm not adding subtitles to everything. To the blind and you
Wow,
won't hear me.
how dare you say that about a Lockwood Cox?
But in regards to the blind community, that's why I explain things more in depth now.
Gotcha. Mr. Vegeta with a 2. Resident Evil 5 thing was just a no one baiting for attention. Well, you say that, and
That's
then
all.
if the game comes out and you can mow down black zombies, you're gonna see a lot of those nobodies screaming
Well,
about it. So
Funnily enough, a lot of those nobody situations became like these big things. It's like the guy who started the whole myth of orcs being modeled after black people. That was a nobody motherfucker. Look at where this
Yeah.
shit's gotten us now. Look at D&D. Shit.
Yep. I'm telling you, I'm still of the mind that they're not going to remake it because they're desperate to remake all these other Resident Evils, but they're very quiet about 5.
Oh yeah.
Makes you wonder why. Eric Jenkins with a 189. You should do SNH as McDuggins. Hurt the panel's eyes. Nah, McDuggins is dead. And then Gray the Merchant for a 2. SNH brought to you by Pepsi. Peps you up in gaming.
Wait, McDuggins
Yes.
is dead?
Yeah, McDuggins is dead. I stopped that tier goal a long time ago.
I mean, I
There's
know
a reason
this,
that
but I was like,
there's a
why?
reason that McDuggins' name was Sue. Like, what are you doing?
It's
he,
unfortunate.
he committed seppuku. I get it.
I spent like almost $2,000 on McDuggins,
It's committing Sudoku. All right, get it correct.
but there were certain people in my chat who were very vocal and who let's just say it was a business decision to get rid of McDuggins, and it worked ironically. So whatever, fine. Moving on.
Rest in peace,
Moving on.
McDuggins.
R.I.P. McDuggins.
Rip.
It is what it is. I listen to my subscribers. And that's it. We are caught up. We are fully caught up. Shout out to all you guys for the absolute insane stream. Thank you guys very much. Let's do our outros and then we're gonna go raid somebody. I don't know who we're gonna raid. Well, I'll figure it out.
We're gonna raid Zax.
Oh,
That's where I'll
actually,
be
hold
after
on.
this.
What?
So we're gonna raid Zax because that's where I'm headed right after this.
I've rated Zax a lot lately. I might not
okay,
rate
fair
him.
enough.
Yeah.
fair.
Really quick, I have some gifted games. I forgot to mention this really fast. We got No Hearts Left gifting Harvestella saying you are a cozy VTuber CEO. I'm gonna have to disagree with that, but I will accept the game. Thank you so much. And then he gifted Ayuden Chronicle Rising. Why is it not? What the fuck? Oh, there we go.
That's the
Ayuden
jam.
Chronicle Rising. Shout out to you. And then he gifted Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. No Hearts Left. This guy has gifted me probably like, I want to say like fucking 40 games. I don't know. Maybe. I lose
That's
track.
crazy.
I think we are actually about to hit, or we just passed. We did. Wow. Wow, we did. We have passed 1,000 games on Steam. That's crazy.
Damn.
We have passed 1,000 games on Steam because of you guys.
Technically, yeah, because everybody else is contributing. That makes sense. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. We're at 1,009 games on Steam and rising. Which
Feel
is
free to
fucking-
share your whole fucking library to me, dog.
That's
Which,
awesome.
by the way, can I say something real quick? So, I had a goal to hit 1,000 games because fucking Vera Dark, when I had her on my stream long time ago, we were having like a dick measuring contest, and she was like,
So she's
how
a
many,
food.
she was like, how many games you got? And I'm like, I don't know. At the time, I had like 500, 600 on Steam. And she's like, her smug voice. She's like, I have 900. And I'm like, you have 900. Okay. Interesting. So I made it my mission to pass her and get to 1,000. But you know what I fucking found out? I go to Vera Dark's profile. You know that fucking woman has less than 100 games? She lied to me. She lied publicly.
Classic.
I should have checked her profile when I was live with her, but I just wasn't thinking.
Woman, one man in public. Come on now.
She fucking lied to me, bro.
That's
crazy.
some bullshit. I don't believe you. She didn't.
But you know
lie.
what? That's fine. We still have over 1,000 games on Steam. So shout out to you guys.
Nice.
Shout out to you guys. All right,
Just
boys.
letting
This is
y'all know, I got like
outros.
75. So
What happened?
I said, well, I'm just letting all y'all know I have like 75. So
But how old's your Steam account?
So my new Steam account's only 2.5 years old.
All right, that's fine. I mean, before gifting games, I would buy like on average probably 30 games a year, and most of them were on Steam sale.
Yeah, I buy 1 to 2 months. That's about right.
Yeah, because again, most of it's on Steam sale. I was buying like $5 games. You know what I mean? So it's easy to rack up titles when you're only buying on Steam sale.
Right. I have 217.
Nice.
Too many.
So let's do our outros. We're going to start with Ryan Rogerathe. Take it away.
Well, folks, thank you all very much for watching the 140th episode of Saturday Night Hypnosis. If you want, go and check out Saturday Night Smashcast over at Smash JT. As soon as this conclusion ends, I will be popping straight over there, and we'll be having a good talk for a few more hours. That'll take my stream time for today to about 10, maybe 11 hours. And I'm perfectly fine. I haven't gone insane yet. But yeah, you can check me out over at Ryan Rogerathe, host and founder of Reality Based. I will be on Smash's show. I'll be on Will of the Fans show later today. In fact, early tomorrow for me. So like early morning for Americans. Covering Disney Who's latest episode, in which Dr. Hutu gets trapped with a bunch of other black people in a barber's shop on top of a massive space spider.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't make Doctor Strange or Doctor Who videos, but I had to on that one because that was ridiculous.
It is. Literally, the entire episode is dark. But yeah, subscribe, folks. Subscribe
Definitely.
to the guy who came up with the term Uncle Twink. I don't get many victories.
That's a pretty big victory. Really quick, Eric
I'm gonna
Jenkins.
steal that and not give you credit.
Eric Jenkins,
Thank you.
189. I heard Cinder's models for sale. I don't know.
If that's true, that's fucking
That's
hilarious.
funny as hilarious. That's funny as hell. If that's the
Mr.
case.
Rouge is going crazy, bro. I thought you were banned from super chatting. What happened? You're using the VPN or something? This guy's going crazy. For a 10, people seem to hate Ryan just because he doesn't sugarcoat what he says. But again, in my case, there's no need. Ryan is based, and I love it. P.S. I started to listen to Leon.
Yo, well,
Good.
I appreciate that, Mr. Rouge. Just so you know, I also have a stream tomorrow at somewhere between 3 and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do the Sunday special stream, so I hope to see you there, homie.
There you go. Great. The merchant with it too. I will send in Discord DLC for Steam. Oh, okay. Check that out. And then Mr. Rouge dropped a $50 banger on a super. I've never.
Damn.
I don't think I ever got a $50 super sticker. I very rarely do I get that high of a super sticker.
I mean, it's a cool super sticker.
And it was one for super effective. So shout out to Mr. Rouge for the $50 banger. Since you keep killing it, even though you're banned, I'll nuke the chat. That's a first for me in terms of a super sticker. Shout out to you, Mr. Rouge. Thank you. I appreciate you. Stop getting banned. Leon, take it away.
Yes, well, first of all, I'm about to pop on over to Zax's stream, so if you're so inclined, hop on over there. I don't know what we're talking about, but it's going to be a good time. Beyond that, I released a video today covering the Devil May Cry remake and how it correlates to the Onimusha situation. Check that video out. It would mean the world to me. Basically, just check out the channel, Words of Paradise. I stream every Monday and Friday for sure. When we hit Sundays, we do when we hit goal on Friday, we do a Sunday stream. We've hit the goal the last like 2 months in a row, so we're doing a Sunday stream tomorrow. It means we'll either be gaming on Fallout 3 or we'll be doing reaction videos on YouTube, one of the two. Sometimes both, that we get enough donos to extend the stream. And beyond that, yeah, check out Countercast on Monday. Smash JT is going to be the guest, and we have a lot to go over and talk about. It's going to be a good time. And final thing, I've had to keep this under wraps for a while, but you might know the goth industrial band, the Gothsicles. They were a victim of cancel culture. They came out pro-Trump in very not a good time to come out pro-Trump era. So needless to say, they got canceled, dropping the record label, the whole nine, started a new project called Gasoline and Vertebrate, and basically they're making a bunch of anti-cancel culture music, and they featured me on a track a few months ago. The album is, I've had to keep this under wraps, but it went live on Friday. Album is live. The album also features Moxie Dame, so her and I each have guest vocals on track. If you want to check those out, hop in my Discord, let me know, and or you can just go to the website, go to the Bandcamp, Gasoline and Vertebrate. It's fucking awesome. So beyond that, hop on over to Words of Paradise. Hypno, great show as always. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Fucking nice, dude. Kata,
What's good, man? I hope y'all had a great stream. This was good, fun time talking Nintendo bots and bad takes. Yes, both of those were directed at Leon. This was a very good stream, man. We had a great time. As y'all can see, when like a little while ago, I said it in my video. Got an Ironheart video coming out on Monday. Probably gonna do a Doctor Who video that's gonna come out sometime this week about how absolutely stupid that has been, and whatever else has been happening throughout the week. We got videos dropping out. Had a nice video pop off the other day that was great. So go check out the channel, like the video, share the video, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. On New Black Street to Monday, we're doing Nightmare on Black Street, and we have Cinevere. She will be on. Yes, another VTuber that I've stolen from Leon will be on the Monday stream. So go look forward to that. And then you'll get to find out who the guest is going to be for Friday's stream. I can't tell you who it's going to be, but it's going to be just as good as last week's. And then obviously on Wednesday, I do my own personal stream, the Techno Dome. So go look forward to that. And then any other streams that pop out throughout the week. If I'm bored chilling, we might do some games. Who knows, man? But yeah, go sub to all the channels, all the links, and all that good stuff. And y'all have a great rest of your night, man. Keep it tight.
Oh yeah. And last but not least, Sheepsidian.
Hello. I do commissions. For those that don't know, I draw pictures for people. I actually have one that I'm working on right now. It's going to be pretty cool. Aside from doing that, oh wait, I didn't even fucking plug it. Duh. Hit me up on Twitter at Sheepsidian. Hit me up in the DMs and we can work some stuff out. I'll eventually get like, you know, an art board or whatever you call it, like the menu shit that people have. They'll let you know what prices are and stuff like that. I'll get that up on my Twitter for people who want to get commissions and stuff like that done. But I do have a couple that I'm working on right now. I got one pulled up right after this stream. And aside from that, I stream Tuesdays through Fridays at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. I do goofy voices, I play games, and I talk shit. So, you know, show up. Let's have some fun.
Sounds about right.
That's all I got.
It's a pretty good description. All right, boys. That is basically it for me. Same shit as always. Sunday through Friday, Hypnocast 9 p.m. Eastern. And then obviously Monday through Friday, Grifcast 5 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be playing Doom, The Dark Ages, as the next reviewed game. That looks like that's the game that won the poll. And we're also going to be spending some extra time to finish Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, because we finished the first Berserker, and we finished Expedition 33 and South of Midnight and all those games. So they're all done. So yeah, make sure you guys come hang out if you want to see some Doom action. And that's basically it. Obviously, Saturday Night Hypnosis, 8 p.m. at the end of the week. We should have a guest next week. Hopefully, if they don't cancel like this week, that would be good. And that's it. That's it, guys. We're gonna raid someone after this, but I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, everybody who hung out with us today. You guys are awesome. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, comment, to spam the chat, super chat, and all that stuff. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for what you do every single night. I appreciate you. And I will see you guys, and we will see you guys on the next one. And go be bigots, go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you can't.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it, yeah, John. Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, make her put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, we eat, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns. Fucking pronouns. Fucking gender ambiguity. Fucking current day California shit. 'Cause that's all we fucking know. 'Cause we're boring. We're so fucking Twitter hole. Twitter hole. Get it right.
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.